Jay Crawford, Adam the Bull, Garrett Bush, Dustin Fox, Jason Lloyd, Tyvis Powell, plus, ba-da-da-da-da, you're loving him, Mikey McNuggets. And so many big names, it would take me hours to say all of their names. The ultimate Cleveland sports show starts now. Booyah!
Welcome, everybody, to the latest edition of the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, along with G. Bush and Tyvis Powell. I'm Adam the Bull. We've got Mike, Anthony, and Steve behind the glass, and plenty to talk about today. The Browns will play the Patriots on Sunday in Foxborough. Zac Jackson will join us at 11:30. We've got a couple of insane topics.
Crazy, right?
A wide receiver trade potentially for the Browns. People are actually having conversations.
I want to know where this came from.
Yeah,
we'll tell you where
it was just made up, basically.
Yeah, when we get to that topic.
Plus, the only time this has ever been discussed, how many first-team reps is the second-team quarterback getting in practice? I mean, we've completely lost our minds, but we'll talk about that later. But we begin in the NBA in just a minute. We'll get to the Cavs season opener. But, guys, big news this morning is a former player, a current coach, and a current player in at least two different incidents have been arrested by the FBI, including former Cavalier Damon Jones, arrested by the FBI for different gambling situations. The Damon Jones one, I haven't seen any of the details yet. Chauncey Billups, the coach of the Blazers, he was arrested in connection with some sort of poker gambling, where it involves the mafia, supposedly. So this is
He in with them people.
59, I guess.
He in bad with them people.
Yeah, and then
I mean, how do you know that they're in the mafia? Like, do you go to them and be like, hey, before we start this poker game, are you in the mafia?
Yeah,
I just need to know.
I have no idea, but that's what
he probably went in, lost some money, owed some money, and they said, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to work it out.
Oh, so if you bring other people to the game.
Probably.
See, reckless speculation.
Yeah. And then,
here we go.
Who's the player? I can't just draw a blank on the player.
Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier,
who's, by the way, from Cleveland.
From Cleveland, who signed a massive contract 4 years ago. He is involved in a scandal where apparently there were a bunch of bets made on prop bets involving a game he was playing in which he left the game early with an injury. So obviously there's some serious suspicion there. It was flagged by one of the sports books. This is not good.
Anytime something like this happens, you know what it means?
What does it mean?
Somebody telling on somebody, because y'all better make sure y'all live good, because they gonna tell.
Man.
Oh, they gonna tell. You got the fans on you? Oh, they telling. I'm telling you. Somebody else going down.
Man, they putting a squeeze.
He did it.
Yeah.
They putting a squeeze.
Blame me.
They putting a squeeze on these dudes, bro. Like, man, they rating poker to games now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, Chauncey Billups Terry Rozier got arrested at the team hotel. He didn't play yesterday, and he got arrested this morning at the team hotel.
So I was listening to the fan, and allegedly, he told somebody that he was going to take himself out in the first quarter.
Yeah,
and he ended up playing like 9 minutes, and that person bet, and then told somebody else, and he said everybody going to take the under. So
yeah, there were a lot of bets. There was like $13,000 worth of prop bets on him for that game. I believe it was in 2023. Yeah, this was reported by ESPN this morning by Sham Charania.
You know what I hate about that?
Yeah.
Is he trying to be a good friend to, like, I'm going to try to put you on and, like, did his friend hit him like, hey, I'm going to take the under. I need you to come out the game. Like, if it was that situation, because, like, if I'm Terry, I'd be like, bro, what you need some money? I just give you.
Right.
I just give you.
It's like
Terry Rozier's made $133 million.
That's what I'm some money. Like, I just give you some money.
That's crazy. Like, so I don't know how this works, but if it's like, say for instance, like if I'm in college, like or I'm somewhere and they like, man, one of my boys hit me up like, yo, what's up, G Bush? How you gonna do this week, man? Man, my knee be acting up, you know what I'm saying? But I'm probably gonna try to play through it, you know what I'm saying? They're like, okay, that's what's up. He called me later on in the week, like, yo, you good? I'm like, man, I ain't really practiced. I'm gonna try to fight through it, but I don't know. I'm gonna just give it the best I can, bro. And then he take that information and say, man, G. Bush's knee is messed up. I'm gonna go bet the under. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go bet the under. Like, I don't feel like he gonna be up to it. Like, he ain't even gonna ball like that. And so then they seize his communications because he put a bunch of money on it. Then they come back to me and be like, well, you told him inside information. Bro, I said, bro, my knee's sore.
Well, the problem with it all is that you was like, if you got to the game and you played and it was like, yeah, I'm gonna just get out.
Yeah, or
that's where the problem. I think that's where the problem is.
If they got him saying, "I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna take myself out in the first quarter," yeah, that's a smoking gun.
Because now it's, well, why did you take yourself out?
Yeah,
and then you'd be like, well, my knee. Well, he's like, well, they would have tested you in warm-ups, and you would have been like, I'm good to go, or I'm not good to go. So like,
it's kind of one of them things. It's one of them joints where it's like, again, y'all got to stop talking on phones. like I don't understand. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. If I ever got to tell Tyvis something, I'm driving to Columbus and I'm pulling up unannounced.
You're never gonna text them.
No.
Yeah, talk on
Unless
the
it's about
payphone.
like nothing important.
I don't even check the group text.
Did you see some of the reports about the gambling, the poker rings?
No, I did not see the details.
So from the press conference from the U.S. Attorney's Office, apparently, this is all alleged, that the group of people that both Damon Jones and Chauncey Billups were with were playing high stakes poker. We're talking like tens, 20 millions of dollars. They had X-ray machines built into the tables to read face-down cards. They wore contact lenses, and they had pre-marked on the back, like you needed a special, whatever the IV frequency, I don't know how eyes work, but whatever the frequency to see. And by wearing these contacts, they were able to read pre-marked cards on the back. And they had secret cameras in the card trays that would buzz when certain cards were about to come up. So
that is a big time scheme, and it's illegal
all
to have
that. Man, listen, man.
It's illegal just to have a high stakes poker game. Period, out of your own home or whatever. Now we got to remember, unlike popular belief in this country these days, everybody that's in the United States of America has due process. Right, so
innocent until proven guilty.
Yes. Now, not in the court of public opinion. We can all make our opinions, but legally, there is due process due, and so these guys will, I assume, either settle or have their day in court.
They tell them.
What's that? Or tell on other people? I don't know, but it's certainly not good for anybody. It's not good for the sports books. It's not good for the sports, and it's not good for the fans. If you lose faith in the honesty of sports, it's a problem.
They're gonna mess around all this prop bet and stuff. They're gonna get rid of it. And it's just gonna be just money lines spread.
Here's the problem.
That's it.
Here's the problem. They make too much money. If it's between, let's be clear. If it's between making a boatload of money or trying to protect the innocent, they're gonna make that boatload of money. They're gonna still do them prop bets, and if you just get caught doing it,
right.
They gonna tax you.
I mean, at this point, a player would be really stupid to do something. We're seeing the sports books are staying on top of this. They're going to flag you if it's anything suspicious. And guys know now, I think, that they're probably going to get caught if they do something like this.
Man.
And it's just, again, if what they allege about Terry Rozier is true, it's hard to believe he would throw away his career and millions of dollars for $13,000 worth of bets.
It don't make sense, man. Yeah. It's like Tyvis said, if somebody wanted to make some bread, right, bro, you need some cash.
That's what I'm saying. You need 13. I got you, bro. Don't even trip. I'm not about to throw away my career. Don't
even. Now listen, if you got to do with a gambling problem and you giving them 13 a week,
that's a whole other story. We need to check you in to rehab.
I'm like, you are not my mistress. I'm not giving you 13 a week. You're my friend.
I would tell you to call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Now here's the thing, McNuggets. Now we got to watch this too. We be throwing names out. Now Malik Beasley,
cleared.
We heard his name, right?
He cleared.
But see, he's
not fully cleared yet.
This is what I'm saying,
he said that he handed his phone over. He went just like
this. That's what I'm saying. Like if we can't be throwing gambling on people, I'm still kind of salty. I ain't heard nothing from Clausse and Ortiz. I'm still kind of.
It is weird that we haven't had any.
You had months, bro.
They suing the other league because they want to play.
You had months. You see, if you can't find nothing in 3 to 5 months of investigation, I ain't seen Beasley. I'm like, okay, well, look, bro, y'all might want to go ahead and keep y'all.
Beasley just need to get signed. That's all.
But I'm just saying that messed with his bag, though. If that kind of.
No, I mean, he owes some people some money. I told you he owed Dan Gilbert rent money.
Hey, well, look, bro, if he didn't gamble and his name was out there like that, that's fraudulent.
Yeah, I guess
the thing on the Malik Beasley situation, by the way, this was according to Pablo Torre, who's been kind of following the Malik Beasley situation since it started, but he reported that the federal gambling investigation, quote, didn't find anything. However, the investigation hasn't technically been closed. The NBA deferred it to a separate federal investigation to ensure there was no foul play.
What?
So they're just going to leave that hanging over his head?
I guess.
That's corny.
Which is kind of BS.
That is.
That's corny as hell. That's corny. Listen, this is my problem, bro. If you listen, don't G. Bush, you shut up. You're supposed to come here and you're going to get to this. But here's the thing. When you get indicted by the feds, right, that used to mean you did it.
It's over.
It's done.
It's over.
Yeah.
The conviction rate on a federal investigation, you know what it looks like.
Yeah.
But you can't have dudes now just being like, well, we didn't find nothing. But, we got the file over here just in case.
Yeah, that's.
Come on, man.
I don't know how that is.
That's cornball.
Still the case. That's seems pretty weak. All right, now let's get to some basketball on the court, Mike.
Yeah,
All right.
We got a Cavs game to discuss. That's what we're starting today. If you want to see the Cavs in action this season, Game Time's the only place you should be getting your tickets online. Game Time gives the advantage back to the fans. It is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee, meaning you'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today. Guys, the Cavs lost their season opener to the Knicks last night, 119-111. We'll dive into some specifics in a second, but I do want to say I found it very funny last night that after the Cavs loss, there were a lot of people freaking out after one game.
Really?
And it was the same group of people that told me the regular season was irrelevant. So I just wanted to point out
who
that...
was freaking out?
Oh, you see my Twitter mentions.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like
No,
us.
no. You guys, I'm giving you credit. I was very proud of all you guys for not sending any blasphemous texts in the group chat last night. The sky is falling. When all summer when I was doing Cavs content, the responses were, wake me up in April. And then those same people were like, oh my God, blow this team up. It's time to erupt. However, with that being said, Jared Allen put on an inexcusable performance last night.
That's the only thing
4
I
points,
said.
4 rebounds in 28 minutes. That was simply not good enough. And for the Cavs to sustain their status as one of the top teams in the East, they're going to need a lot more from their starting center.
Yeah, I mean, you can't have four. Did you say the stat there? 4 rebounds in 28
4
minutes?
points, 4 rebounds, 28 minutes.
I mean, that's. If he's not getting rebounds, he's useless.
What I hate about last night's performance
Yeah.
is that it's been this narrative for years that the Cavs are soft.
Yeah.
And that kind of just fell into the narrative again. Like, it was a point where I think Richard Jefferson them said that the Cavs was getting our rebound like 18-7 or something like that.
Yeah. They
And
got
I'm just like, what? And then you watch it, and it's like don't get me wrong, it was some positives in the game. Like Lonzo off the bench, I was
let's start with this. We'll get to the positives in a minute.
Yeah, Jared Allen just because that's the thing. Like, you are there to protect the paint, get rebounds, and hit your little jump hook. That's it. Like, if you don't do that, you don't even need to be on the floor. And like, for them to have, there wasn't no Mitchell Robinson. It was just Cat and shoot, OG Anunoby had 14 rebounds in the game yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Anunoby and Cat, I think, combined for 4 less rebounds than the entire Cavs roster, I believe it was. So, yeah, the rebounding, again, it's one game. You don't certainly want to overreact, but the rebounding, terrible last night, G.
Yeah. So the game, first of all, the Duke and knee jerk, we didn't even say nothing. I wasn't even on the internet. I watched the entire game, and I was like, the Knicks got all the loose balls. They had a lot of they shot a lot of threes. They had a lot of long rebounds. But the 50-50 balls the Knicks got. And, when you look at Jared Allen, I can't really I'm not going to jump into whether the other guys played and missed shots, because there was some people missed some shots that, I think they would normally make. But the problem with Jared Allen is this ain't about skill level. It ain't about skill level. This is about intensity and heart, and starting and getting your mind right early. I think sometimes they need to sit him aside and say, "Hey, listen, let me talk to you something real quick. I know you want to be the most interesting guy in the world. Don't nobody care about that. I don't care nothing about your love of cartoons and your
High School Musical
and musicals
Cats.
and all that good. You better leave that stuff at the door, bro. Yeah. This is the time where Michael Jordan and Kobe used to put hands on people. Like they would come down and in practice and just be like, "Hey, what's up?" Smack you right upside the face and be like, "What is that for, Kobe?" "Cause you soft, bro. You should have already punched me back, but you didn't do nothing."
Yeah.
Like this is so for me.
It is who he is too. I mean, it's not going to change.
I mean, but it has to be. It's one of these things.
Yeah.
Look, Jared. If you want to play like that, we slicing these minutes.
Did you guys hear what he said before the game though?
No,
What'd he say?
This is kind of what irked me the most, Steve. It's 9 seconds. You got to listen closely. But he was mic'd up for the game.
The national anthem.
No, Steve, play it.
Is it just me, or the lights in here brighter than expected? Like I watched this Billy Joel movie with Jimmy. Incredible.
You remember he said the lights were brighter than we expected after they lost to the Knicks?
So listen,
to make a callback joke to that before the game, and then to go out and have the
joking about him being soft.
It just doesn't help his public perception.
No, so it's one game. I don't want to get carried away.
Right.
But the Cavs appear, and this is, we got a long way to go. You got to stay healthy. But it appears that the Cavs are pretty deep. Right now, I don't know if they're deep enough to cut Jared Allen minutes too much. They're going to need contributions from him. But if he's out there for 28 minutes with 4 rebounds, that is a disaster. Now, it's probably an anomaly because even as soft as he is, he usually gets his rebounds. But you can't have 4 rebounds in 28 minutes. Jared Allen is a player that no longer fits the NBA. And it's gotten worse in the last few years because we've got to the point where now almost every big man shoots, right? Even over the last 5 years, that has really changed. When Larry Nance Jr. first came in the league, he wasn't shooting threes.
Now he's a great three-point shooter. Hit 2
and that's
last night.
and he just doesn't have a game that fits the NBA now.
More than anything with Jared Allen, his production is highly tied to the point guards he's playing.
Yep.
And without Strus and without Darius, he's the one that offensively is going to see the biggest drop-off because he just doesn't create shots for himself. Like, even last night in the third quarter, there were 2 times where the Knicks switched to Donovan Jarrett pick and roll. They had Tyler Kolek, their little backup point guard, the lefty from Marquette.
The next big hyped white kid.
Yeah,
that's
on Jared
happening.
Allen in the post. And the Cavs don't even look that way because it's not that I don't think Jared Allen's incapable of doing post moves on a guy like that, but they just don't even think of it as an option. My issue with Jared is even without Darius and Strus and Hunter and these other creators on the floor, you can control your effort, your intensity, your ability to impact the games, even if you're not getting the ball. And the fact that we're having this conversation, we've been doing this show for 3.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Probably the 24th time we've had this conversation.
It's never going to change.
It kind of is who he is, and it always the unpredictability of when you're going to get a good Jarrett game or a completely invisible Jarrett game.
Yeah.
You don't know. And when you have a core 4, and I know you hate that term, Bull, but it is what it is, right? He is labeled as one of the core 4 members. You can't have a member of your core 4 in that status who you don't know on a night-to-night basis if he's really going to show up. And it's a shame because Jarrett's the nicest dude in the world. Super friendly to us, but
I agree with you. I don't care that he's the
You
nicest
can't go
guy
out and have a 4-4 game. That's a tour date. When I see 4-4, I'm thinking when's that concert coming to Cleveland?
Yeah.
Like it's not a starting stat line from a starting center who's made an all-star team before. It's disappointing.
That make it even worse.
It's hard to believe
he made all-star.
I mean, look, Bull, for the basketball mind that you are, that was a great. He's totally right.
He is 100%.
He's 100.
Right.
That game that he plays.
That's the 90s.
Those guys are getting jettisoned out of the league.
That's it.
Now, give me this. Think about this. I mean, now, because I'm gonna mention one guy who is a prolific rebounder, and when he came into this game, he was on some other type stuff. Andre Drummond would get you blocks.
But he got attitude.
He's a walking double-double.
Yeah, yeah.
Andre Drummond can't play no more. Like those guys,
Even,
that archetype is done.
Yeah.
Like that when you go DeAndre Jordan. No, you're not gonna run and catch lobs and block. No, you're not getting that off.
There's a few of them, but they're few and far between.
And they're just going away. They're like dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Richard Jefferson. In fact, Richard Jefferson during the broadcast, that play you're talking about, he was like, they got to get the ball to Jared Allen. They never think to get the ball to Jared Allen. That's just not the way the NBA works anymore.
Yeah. I thought some other things to take away from yesterday.
Yeah.
Without Strus.
Well, let's get to the positives. Yeah.
Yeah. Without
it was. And by the way, it's one game.
Positive.
Yeah.
One more negative before the positive. And this is directly injury related, and I think it's going to be something that continues till they get some of these guys back. They just don't have many creators. Like, that's why we saw Evan Mobley be as aggressive early as he had to be. That's why we saw Donovan take over in the third quarter. How many guys outside of those two do you really trust to create a shot? Like, last year the Cavs had this historic offense because they were able to put teams in mismatches, force switches, attack closeouts, kick it out, and then find the advantage attack. Sam Merrill's not beating guys off a closeout. Dean Wade's not beating guys off a closeout. Jalen Tyson's not beating guys off a closeout. Larry Nance Jr.'s not beating guys off a closeout. Jared Allen's not beating guys off a closeout. Where are your
Tyrese Proxy?
Tyrese Proctor played well. Yeah, he actually played pretty well. But that was the biggest thing.
Clips of him. I said, okay.
That was kind of the biggest thing I took away was like, without those guys, like this offense is gonna look wonky. Like it's gonna be clunky until it gets better, which is fine.
I got to give Strus some credit. I thought he looked cool in that outfit he was wearing.
He did.
I like Darius. I like Darius' special gadget coat too. Now, I am gonna give. There are a couple of people, right?
Yeah.
So the two people we always complain about the most, the Dean Wades of the world.
Yeah.
He came out there. He
played a solid game. But he always does that when he's healthy in the regular season.
Yeah, so
it's the playoffs
Sam
that he
Merrill
disappears.
shot well too.
Sam Merrill couldn't miss. There was one moment where Sam Merrill went and talked to what's the white kid's name?
Tyler Kolek?
Yeah, they were having like a not really buying that we're in the NBA white guy moment.
I think they was talking about their financial advisors. They was like, listen, I got this stock.
I'll tell you the truth. Part of the reason I bring up the white guy thing all the time, and a lot of times I'm just joking when it comes to this, but it irritates some people, so I like to.
Yes.
No.
Gee, what'd you think of Mobley's aggressiveness early?
So here, like the Mobley thing it was a mixed bag to me. Because, and I don't know what you guys think, because
where you at with this?
Overall, I thought he was very aggressive, and he was doing some things out there that we hadn't, really seen him do. Like, he was just taking quick threes. Like, I feel like in the past, it was like a long setup, and then...
He was in transition.
Transition threes.
His best plays, so Lonzo came down, dimed him up, he got the ball, hit a fadeaway. Came back, got the rebound, brought it coast to coast, came straight up the court, didn't look for nobody, just pulled it and cashed it.
What's funny is I had just texted Mike and Jason, and I said, here we go, Mobley disappearing in the second half again. Because in the first half, he was aggressive, and it seems like in the past, in the second half, he just disappears. Mm-hmm. And he mostly did outside of those back-to-back plays. It's just like they go away from him in the second half. I don't know. I know Donovan got so hot.
That was Donovan.
Donovan was heat-checking shots at the end of the third quarter. Yeah. And I get it, but I want to see, clearly he looked like more improvement in that one game. He didn't even shoot that well, and he had 22 points. But the consistency of aggression. I thought he was more vocal out there, guys. I thought he was, he was like kind of pissed when they pulled him out of the game. I like that. I like that.
The first play of the game, that's all you need to know.
Yeah.
They give him, Evan Mobley, I liked you to have 3 or 4, before he was getting 2 dribbles, getting turned and have to make a play. Yeah. Right here, go ahead, boom, boom, I got 2 dribbles. Fade, look at that.
Fade.
That was nice.
All
right there.
Put that leg
that's right there. Good touch. And by the way, you can tell he's working on his shot because he has more touch now. He used to shoot more of a line drive, but I thought his
definitely got a long drive.
I love the aggressive nature of it. And like I said, when Darius Garland comes back, like Shaq said in halftime, I need to see that again. Yeah. I need to continue to see that because that is the energy level that you need. He shot 18 times.
Yeah.
Bring that back up.
Yeah.
He should have shot about 25.
Right, and that he wasn't as aggressive in the second half.
25.
Yeah.
Because this is one of them games, and the thing that I'll ask you this, McNuggets, because here I was thinking about it. I was saying in my mind, Evan Mobley has to decide and figure out when is my time. And sometimes you got to figure out what type of game it is. In this game, a lot of others wasn't doing nothing. It's on the road.
Yeah.
So if Donovan got it going, now you got to get it going with Donovan because you can't pass the ball and make sure.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is figure out, this is a 25 shot game for me. I like what he was doing with the 18. I like the transition stuff. I like he's improved his handle, but give me even more. Next game, I want to see. Now here's the thing. I do think the team will look different when my man Hunter is in the game. I didn't think Hunter was going to be out.
I didn't know he was going to be
magically out. But I think he provides a little something because Richard Jefferson said about wings.
And Donovan got hurt last night on that play in the corner.
He's fine.
He's okay?
Fine. Yeah.
Lonzo Ball, Tyvis. I mean, you look at the box score, it's not that great.
Richard Jefferson said he was the best player on the floor at a point in time.
I mean, Cavs haven't had a guy that passes like him in a long time.
And McNuggets.
He be putting people on.
If they
he one of them hoopers that if I hoop with, I would 1,000% drop the dime.
They're going to eventually
I'd fumble it because
they're going to eventually have Ball to Mobley alley-oops. Like when they get their chemistry together, is going to be a pretty sweet thing.
He ran an alley-oop with Larry Nance Jr. yesterday, which was
nice.
Their highlight.
He tried one with Mobley,
He tried one and got
work.
tipped. I thought he took 7 threes last night. That's probably a little on the high
Yeah, I
end.
was a little surprised by
But
that.
I thought 5 of the 7 were good shots. And
that last one was not.
Yeah, the last one was bad,
Yeah.
and the first one was at the end of the shot clock, not great. But sometimes it's the process over the results, and you're going to miss shots some nights. Like, it just happens. I thought the process, 5 of those 7 threes were pretty good looks. He's got to make it
13, Mike. It only added up to 13
I know.
last night.
And if he makes 2 of those threes, he's right at that 18. So you see, but his impact was felt early on. Last thing on Mobley before we get Zac Jackson in here. In the first half, he had a usage rate of 37.5. Yep. Mm-hmm. Where do you think that would have ranked in the NBA last year? Usage rate 37.5.
That probably
10th.
Third.
You're right, G. Third, behind Giannis and behind Luka. That's it. So that's how much they were putting on Evan's shoulders early in the game. In the second half, obviously Donovan went nuclear. I also think they mentioned Mobley looked a little tired. It's tough to tell from the TV broadcast. When
it's
you
the
go
first
from,
game.
When you go from having a career usage rate of 18 to 37.5.
Yeah, sure.
You're going to be a little like you got to adjust to that.
Yeah.
Which is why I think his shot attempts went down, but people were freaking out.
No, freaking out is stupid.
Over him missing some shots.
By the way, later.
And real quick.
Yeah.
Kenny Atkinson said, I just want to reiterate his point here. By putting more on Mobley's plate, it's something he's not used to. It's going to be a little bump in the road.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a perfect transition, but you have to go through these bumps to get to the point where you can count on Mobley later in the season to handle more of that offensive load.
Anybody freaking out is a certifiable idiot. No offense, but you are. It's one game, and there's a long process along the way. Later, we got to talk about Wemby and what he did last night because
absurd.
He made Anthony Davis look like Muggsy Bogues yesterday. I mean, it was crazy. Let's talk some football with Zac Jackson.
Let's get Zac Jackson in here. Zac Jackson's brought to us by Prize Picks. Every day we make decisions, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss the excitement of this football season with Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Playing Prize Picks is a fun, simple way to add more excitement to football. You just pick more or less on player projections, and you're in the game. Download the Prize Picks app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 off after you play your first 5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
All right, here we go, Zach. Good to see you again. And are you the Browns going to New England this week? Yesterday, Dustin said he thinks the Browns will cover. Are you buying what he's selling?
For the Browns to be in it, it's got to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
Try to keep it within a touchdown, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. Drake May has been awesome.
Yeah.
Probably hasn't faced a defense like this.
True.
They have not given up much in the run game, the Patriots. So
Yep.
it just comes down to what the offense can give the Browns.
Are you shocked by Travion Henderson, his lack of usage?
I am
what do you think is happening there?
I think he's in the doghouse.
Yeah,
and not being there. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They said there's been some pass protection errors, and that's why you draft a guy like him,
yeah.
right? But I think Stevenson's played well.
Yeah.
I think they've had their games go a certain way. But yeah, I'm surprised because this guy's as NFL ready as could be.
It's weird.
It had a great preseason, and they draft him in the top 40, but it just hasn't clicked so far.
It's your guy, Tyvis.
I know. It's shocking because he was so explosive in the preseason. And I feel like even Ramondre Stevenson, he fumbled the ball a couple of times. So
Didn't matter.
It's like all the scenarios for the backup to get more time, more reps has happened.
Yeah.
But yet they're not going to
including the number 3 getting hurt.
Exactly.
Too.
Like I don't know what it is.
No, leave him right on the sideline. I ain't got no time for him coming in and getting out of the doghouse on us. That's the way the Browns work. We haven't seen Travion Henderson 110 on 5 carries. No,
see that.
Stay right
You
over
guys
there.
didn't tell me it was Jersey Day.
Yeah, it's Jersey Day. You know,
I lucked
Yeah.
up into this. I interviewed Dean Everson, the head coach for the Jackets.
Okay.
And they gave me this jersey, so I just put it on.
And me, I didn't go to no Bananas games. I just like the Bananas. Pause. That was crazy.
That was very crazy.
That was.
Can
you cut that?
That's crazy.
I got a Mark Sanchez jersey to wear for Halloween.
Oh!
My wife would let me, so.
One line king. He came right back.
She wouldn't let me.
Oh, my God.
It's upstairs in the car if anybody wants to borrow.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's wild. I can't even think of a question now.
Oh, man.
So
go ahead.
Let me ask you. So if Drake May is doing this well, so they got Stephon Diggs, but who is the person that you think this defense should key on to stop it? What's the key to success for the defense?
Drake May, it's what this defense does, right? It's get off the ball quickly and be disruptive and get them out of their flow. So Drake May does make plays on the run, right? Yeah. But you can't just let Ramondre Stevenson run right at you and make it 2nd and 5. Right, and I think they'll throw to the flats. They'll attack in a little bit of a way that most teams attack the Browns, with quick hitters, with misdirection. That's probably Diggs. That's probably Pop Douglas, who's a smaller guy. Keyshawn Boutte has played pretty well for them, more in the vertical. Hunter Henry's been catching 8-yard passes in this league for a long, long time. So it's just
Austin Hooper had a touchdown last week.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I didn't even remember he was still in the
Well,
league.
think about this journey that this has been. They come in
Yeah.
in 2020, and Stefanski wants to run a tight end based offense,
Yep.
and they don't trust David Njoku because
Right.
he's been up and down.
Yeah.
This is 5 years ago.
Yes.
So they pay Austin Hooper all of this money to run to one place and turn around and catch it 60% of the time. Fall down.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time on the ground.
He
Before
did.
Cedric Tillman came around, nobody spent more time on the floor than Austin Hooper.
What is his status anyway, Cedric Tillman?
At least one more game, at least one more week.
And Mike Hall?
I watched him yesterday in the locker room, no brace or anything. I imagine he'll be back after the bye.
And Hall, what are we thinking about him?
Same. So,
Yeah.
they're just not answering questions on that.
Yeah, they don't give us anything.
It made sense if he was only going to miss 5 or 6 weeks and he needed to practice. Like, the injury did just happen in January, and he had 2 surgeries. But now that he's going to miss at least 7 games, you couldn't have done anything else with that roster spot.
Yeah.
Right? So,
it's weird.
That is weird.
Looking at it, I went back and watched the film. There's a couple of throws where Gabriel has a wheel route open to Jerome Ford. It's a play where Jerry Jeudy kind of collisions, and he's like, okay, that was a good one. Then on the goal line, you also have Quinshon Judkins, who was out there in the flat. If you just get it to him quick, he kind of sees him and then keeps seizing him, and then he runs for 4 yards. Is he seeing the field? I would say, is he seeing the field well enough to take some of the shots downfield to kind of open this thing up?
I don't believe so. I think, when you look at Pittsburgh, obviously went really poorly. And then last week they didn't have to, and they immediately went in the mode of, cool, we're good.
Yeah, right.
We're going to get out of here, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good question. I think that one concern, you bring up good examples there, but the big concern is you would have thought in games 2 and 3 you would see little growth, and just early in the games how the offense would click. And that hasn't been there, right?
Yeah.
So it's good that they just ran it out last week. It's good that he hasn't turned the ball over, even though about 8 interceptions have been dropped. But they're going to need to throw it down the field. Now today, when they get on a practice field, that's not for about 3 more hours. But Jerry Jeudy did not practice yesterday with the knee, and we know he's been bad. But imagine if he doesn't play. Imagine what that receiving core looks like.
Worst in league history.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So probably it's
spread go up to 8 now.
It's probably a we're in late October.
Yeah.
He's had 3 weeks of practice.
Yeah.
Let's rest him. We need him. We need, as bad as he's been, they need him. Capital need.
Oh yeah.
So ideally this week you're getting back Conklin. You're getting back Njoku, even if he's less than 100%.
Right.
And you're going to have everybody.
Yeah.
And you can do some of those things. And if you hit a couple early, it puts you in better positions. So to answer your question, I don't think they have to push. You would ideally like to, but I don't think they have to, because they're clearly not comfortable on it in any end. And Gabriel's not been good by any measure. But with these tackles and this receivers, like, you cannot come out and say that it's
Right,
all
right,
on.
right.
I don't want no,
not.
and I definitely don't want 58. Give me. Me and Tyvis looked at the Pittsburgh field. Give me 2. Just even if you just put it on film, like, hey, they'll throw it up there. You got, but we'll see.
No, I agree with that philosophy of trying to get it there. There's different ways to go about it, and I think last week, had they not gotten up, had the pick 6 to start the second half not happen, I think you would have seen a play action deep shot just to put it on film.
Yeah.
But they get that lead.
Right.
They don't.
They run the wild dog. Just say, we're gonna get up out of here with this win.
Speaking of wide receiver,
and that was progress.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
In London, the quarterback and the coach did not manage the game well in the second half.
I will
That's
give
true.
you that.
It was bad, but it was progress.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson. This seems silly to me. I can't imagine the Browns are trading high draft capital for a wide receiver, but people are talking about it. So, do you make anything of this?
So name one other wide receiver on the New York Jets. Okay, exactly. They're worse than these guys.
Right.
So if the Jets want to trade Garrett Wilson, the price is super, super high.
Yeah.
And you're going to extend him.
First round pick, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, of course, you're going to talk about it, but are you really going to meet that price right now?
Can't imagine.
When you have so many needs. I don't know.
Right.
I would be surprised.
I think there's a contender out there that should possibly.
Listen, I know this, and their
Yeah.
actions have proven this. They're working the phones. They're in on trades.
Right.
Right? Not just to be full sellers or whatever. They're looking at options. But that one becoming realistic, it just strikes me as very strange because the Jets aren't going to trade Garrett Wilson for a 4th-round pick because the Jets stink.
Right.
Right?
That doesn't
The
make any
Jets are
sense.
going to trade Garrett Wilson if someone completely knocks their socks off.
Yeah.
The Jets are going to have a rookie quarterback next year who's going to need the support of Garrett Wilson.
Right. Exactly.
The Saints could trade us Chris Olave.
They could. And for the right price, that would be phenomenal. You have to worry about his concussion history.
Yeah.
Right? And you have to worry about his contract, but sure. Look, with all of these things, like if the Browns aren't going to extend Alex Wright, the Browns should probably trade Alex Wright.
Yeah.
But if they are, you commit there, and you're going to have to make up the money somewhere else. Or he's there,
Yeah.
and then in a year, you're probably not signing Isaiah McGuire. So all of these things are tied together.
Right.
For the right price, should the Browns, and would the Browns trade Wyatt Teller? Yeah, but like it has to
Njoku.
be the right price, and then that moves it down to where this money's going. Teller, Njoku, and Bitonio all have big dead money numbers on next year's cap, and they're probably thinking even beyond that. But that's frustrating because this defense is good enough to make you something right now. And look, if they just beat the Jets, even if they go to New England and lay an egg this week, that Baltimore game in a few weeks, like there's still a season going on here. We're talking about the trade deadline. We're talking about the future. We're talking about the offense looking semi-competent.
Yeah.
But, like, there's still, in this AFC North, there's still a season going on here. Don't look at me like that. You told them they're going to win 9 games.
He's making a face because he thinks you agree with him.
Listen, I sat here 2 days ago and him and Dustin just, Tyvis, you're crazy.
Zach did not say they're going to win. How many games?
I didn't say they was going to win. I just said it's there.
Yeah, there's a season going on.
And I agreed with you. Dustin's the one who killed you.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it's going to happen.
There is a season going on here, right?
Yeah.
There is.
And so there's not. Yeah.
The team you play.
You just tell it like it is.
The most talented team in the AFC North is in 4th place right now.
That's true.
The Cleveland Browns are awful and are not in 4th place.
That is crazy.
That's nasty work.
At what point, we talked about Dylan Gabriel, and obviously there's so many different components to him, but don't you still want to see Shedeur? Are you at the point where it's like I've seen enough, like I want to see Shedeur, or do you still want to keep giving this thing?
I think after the Ravens game, I want to get in the mode of who I want to see and what
when
I
is the
wanna see.
Ravens?
It's the one
Right after the bye.
Mid-November.
Yeah.
2
Okay.
games.
2
They come out of the
games
game, they
after
go Jets,
Jets,
and they
yeah.
play Baltimore here. I want to see this offense try to get better because it's got nowhere to go but up, right? I want to see. This is the first game all year they're going to have the same starting offensive line combination for a second game, right?
Wow.
Jack Conklin started last week?
Jack Conklin did not play last week, so he'll be back this week. So they'll have the combination
He
for
came
2
back.
games.
Not back to back.
They're 7 for 7 right now. Is what
Yeah.
right? So I want to
crazy.
see. I want to see after the bye if David Njoku's on this team. Right.
Yeah.
I want to see if there is a scenario where they could find some receiver help, even if it's just a below average veteran. He's got to be better than what they're trotting out there.
100%.
Can Jerry
100%.
Jeudy get out of this slump?
Are you?
That's what I what I want to see before I want to see Shedeur. But this is not an NFL offense right now. It's awful. And they scored 31 points last week because the defense did it for them.
Right. Absolutely.
Are you sold on what's the third tight end? Blake
Whiteheart.
Blake Whiteheart.
Did you see him
sold
turn a
on
corner
him?
last week?
So you would be okay with Traven David Njoku knowing that
Because you would be embracing the future, and you would be getting
rebuild.
something for a player who's probably no longer in your plans, because David Njoku is going to want a lot of money. Already is
For
gonna
what?
Well, it's cost you a lot of money because the dead money you've moved up, and Harold Fannin is the future at tight end.
Yeah.
And you're going to need a new one anyway because Harold Fannin is not a conventional tight end.
Yeah, he's
That's
more of
true.
a he's more of a gadget, not gadget, but
more
you
of
know,
a Jimmy
Jimmy
Graham.
Like
I want to play
move him
receiver.
around. I don't want him blocking. I want you catching and being in a mismatch.
Right.
We-
And
we
they're
see-
doing a great job of moving him around.
Right.
But yes, they're never going to say for the next 10 plays you need to block this guy and then
Yeah,
get out
that's
of here.
right.
That's
You
not
you see
going to
what
be
they did
maximized.
against Pittsburgh? He was out there
Right,
at the
and
one.
the guy like that, the guy you
Out there
drafted
at
in
the
that
one.
role, he doesn't have to be, a guy you're paying a lot of money to.
that's right.
But
you
here's what I'm gonna say, Zach. Mikey asked us before this show. He said, "What do you think about the Garrett Wilson thing and the receivers?" And at first you're just like, "Nah, we're not gonna do that. We ain't racing no high draft capital and these." But I just don't have faith that they know what a good receiver look like. And I might as well take my chances in the trade market and get me somebody that's kind of developed, because I don't think they develop receivers. You got to take in consideration, whatever receiver they get, he ain't getting no better. I have he's a finished product. I don't like the receivers coach.
That's a provable point. It's a provable point.
You're right.
and he had the nerve the other week to say, we like our receiver room again.
Who said that?
He said, I'm proud
wide
of the
receiver
guys.
coach.
The wide receiver coach.
Why
Say
has
that
he
again.
stayed here the whole time, Zach? Everybody else has been fired in the offensive staff. Why is the wide receiver coach?
Chad
running down?
O'Shea.
It's a hell of a question.
Yeah, right.
It's a hell of a question.
That is a weird one.
But back to,
He got some dirt on Kevin.
But what hangs over this whole thing, right? Like, who's going to be coaching these guys next year? What's it supposed to look like? They're at the stage of the season now where you got to make it look you got to get out, squeeze out. And there were a couple new wrinkles last week. They're throwing tunnel screens to Malachi Corley.
And he got a pump.
More of him, by the way.
Well, because look who's he's better than Jamar.
He was a third-round pick.
He's better than Isaiah Bond.
Yeah.
He's better than these guys.
Yeah, I mean, he was a
The wide
third-round
receiver
pick by the
development
Jets.
piece is huge. They came here, they had Jarvis and Odell, and Odell quit the team. Jarvis was at the end of his career. They made a big trade for Amari Cooper. They ended up having to trade him off. They made a big trade for Jerry Jeudy and gave him this money, and he is bottomed out.
Traded for
They drafted Anthony Schwartz. It was a complete bust, right?
David
Bell.
Let's go.
Elijah Moore.
Elijah Moore. They traded down from the second to third round to get Elijah Moore.
Correct.
Is he even in the league?
Yeah, he plays
He's
for
on
the Bills.
Buffalo.
He's like their number
They
6.
drafted Mike Woods.
Forgot about
Yeah, right.
Mike
They
Woods.
Guys who have
Mike
never
Woods.
played.
These dudes don't even, they got jobs, man.
And yet,
401ks.
I think they gotta have a conversation with Chad after this season. Like, there's no way that. There's no way.
Overall draft.
Because like it's every year, whatever the thing has been the worst, like they've at least addressed it.
Yeah.
Now they'll come in and lie to us all season and tell us that they good.
And you can't
But after
even-
the season's over, they at least address what it was.
And you can't even sit and say, well, Carnell Tate, Jacksonville's pick is the answer because you have so many needs. You don't know that.
You know, Carnell
if
Tate
it wasn't
is
for the
pretty good.
blind spot at tackle in line, we would be okay. But you got tackle and receiver.
I think Harold Fannin and Quinshon Judkins are the two best offensive players that this group has acquired as of now.
sure.
No, Amari Cooper.
Yeah, Amari Cooper.
No,
The
right
draft-
now on the current roster.
Oh yeah.
Which is
like
crazy.
saying it's Thursday.
That means in the past 5 years you've acquired nobody.
That's right.
That's
Or
crazy.
if you did and they were any good, they're now gone.
To get to this point with your
Yeah.
skill group, some
Yeah.
things have gone severely wrong.
yeah.
And then you match that with an offensive line group that starts 5 guys who aren't under contract,
Right.
and at least 3.5 guys who are past their prime.
And Wyatt Teller wasn't Wyatt Teller acquired by Dorsey?
By Dorsey in a trade in August of 2008.
Right.
So, if with all that being said, do you see a world where they keep Kevin and move on from AB, or do you think they? Just
I don't
together?
think they're necessarily tied together, Tyvis.
Okay.
I think that's better explored in a month here, in
Yeah.
6 weeks, but I don't think they're necessarily tied together. Because it's not a fair world and it's not judged on one thing.
you could stop saying that.
Yeah, I don't
I
think-
didn't say they was tied to him.
I
said they was
think.
dis-
Look, I think logically, if you say that we're moving on, that this just didn't work, and even though we extended these guys 18 months ago, it's time to move on. I think they both go. But we're talking about we got to watch this offense, we got to watch this quarterbacks. We hadn't developed any wide receivers, and that stadium, optically, what it's going to look like when Buffalo fans and Pittsburgh fans are here, and what that offense looks like. You know,
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
That is what's going to drive.
Right. I know this
decision. If they lose on Sunday, they're 2-6 for the second year in a row. They're the bottom 5 in every single offensive category for the second year in a row.
Right.
Right. So
That's a shame.
Yeah, I don't listen. If they finish with 3-4 wins, you can't bring back the coach. To me, especially because if you do draft a quarterback in the first round, and then if they get off to a bad start, then they are going to fire him the following year, and now you have a rookie quarterback who has 2 coaches in 2 years, which is a disaster.
And there's also a world here where the offense continues to stink, but you beat the Jets, you beat the Raiders,
right?
You upset the Niners, who are down
don't have a
30 guys,
yeah,
and now you've won games,
right.
And now you're picking like 12th and 16th,
yeah.
You know, but you've had some momentum.
Right.
I think this, and this easy to say on this week and this right now, like Jim Schwartz is the best thing that this organization has done because this is his defense.
Yes.
Right. And he's not
100%.
picking all the players, but Malik Collins fits his defense.
Yes.
Myles Garrett can fit any defense, but they've done a pretty good job of getting around. Grant Delpit's having his best season.
He really is.
Right. Like Rayshon Jenkins, 4th tier free agent. He's playing.
Rayshon Jenkins. I said, who's this 5?
Alex Wright looks like he's finally reaching his promise there.
Right. So that's what you have to decide is who's going to be here. The Tyson Campbell move indicates that they think Jim Schwartz is going to be here.
Yeah.
Signing Malik Collins at 30 years old on a team that's tanking or semi-tanking for 2 years, like that says they think he's going to be here.
Yeah.
So
would Jim Schwartz?
Maybe he is.
I mean, we're looking. I don't know. Who knows? But would if they fired Stefanski,
good question,
and didn't hire Schwartz to be the head coach, would he stay as DC? You think?
I mean, that would be up to the new head coach, and it'd be up to him.
Right. But do you think he would like if they wanted him to? Do you think
know.
he would?
I don't
you
know. Yeah.
And let me
fair
ask you a question because this goes back a little bit with the whole Greg Williams thing, right? Remember when Greg Williams, he got the interim job and he got an interview, but it was this foregone conclusion that they would not let him be head coach. Why is it the thought process that Jim Schwartz would never get another head coaching job, or why he wouldn't be a guy? Is it because he's a defensive guy and they want?
Yeah, I don't think it's the same as Greg. I think people just considered Greg toxic.
Yeah.
He doesn't work in the league net right now. I don't know that that's. I think that Jim probably has not got more interviews because he's not a young offensive guy. That's who's gotten the bulk of the interviews.
Yeah.
So will he? If this defense balls out like this the rest of the year, will he? Would he be a candidate here? Somewhere else? Does that?
Yeah.
I don't know, and he's never going to give us an answer in front of the microphone. But I don't think that he's like just not a candidate. I think he's not been.
You're one of the first people that I heard say like, I don't. We'll see, but I don't think he's in that ilk because a lot of people foregone conclusion that they just wouldn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Bull won't.
Well, Zach's right. That the offensive coach, the young offensive coach, is the odd thing. I like Brian Flores. Yes, I think
that's not true because what's the coach that just went to Atlanta? Raheem Morris. He's a defensive minded guy.
Yeah.
He's not saying it never happens.
I'm not saying it never happened. Right. I'm just saying that's
listen, over the last couple of weeks, I've gotten my coach and GM, like I went back and look who's interviewed the last 2 years in other places.
Yeah.
It's mostly offensive guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right. I can't believe we have to ask this question, but I will ask it anyway because I think Grossi asked it in the press conference. Is there anything to this Shedeur not getting first team reps?
I think it's a little bit strange.
Yeah.
You
you do think it? So you think it is?
I mean,
okay.
The guy's one turned ankle from one concussion check from upstairs. Drake May had to leave the game for 2 plays last week because the upstairs they thought he had a concussion. Right. So how could he not get 1 rep during the week? Now, just because that's the answer doesn't mean that's what's happening, but that struck me.
So you weren't buying what he was saying about Dylan did because Flacco.
No, I buy that. I buy that he is telling mostly the truth there. It strikes me as strange that your backup quarterback wouldn't get 3 plays over the course. You've been in a lot of football practices, getting ready for games. At some point, the backup's supposed to get some reps, right?
1 or 2. You know what? How a lot of teams did it was so you do your entire practice, and then at the end you finish with a competition period, and it's usually 1-on-1s or twos on twos and stuff like that. And those are the periods where, like, even for me as a young guy, like Cam be like, you know what, go ahead and take my reps for me. I don't need these. Go do these.
So you got to take first team reps.
So like you would see some young guys.
But Dylan Gabriel's not going to say that to Shedeur.
True, but like that would be the moment because it's like 3 plays. It's like, all right, we're gonna play for a first down. We're gonna do 3 plays. Like, okay, because it doesn't matter. It's at the end of the thing.
Just to be scripted in for one situation, and they are very like situationally sound. Like they go over every detail or try to. So that struck me as like a real answer. I thought it was a great question, and I thought it was, I wasn't running to make it the headline of the week on the Athletic or anything, but I thought that was pretty interesting.
All right.
Listen, I always tell people like this, man. If he goes if Dylan Gabriel gets hurt, he better be ready to go.
That's right.
The way he acted,
that's the mentality. That's the mentality he got to have, and the mentality is, hey, it's my opportunity. You know how? Listen, I'm sure Tom Brady, when he came in for Drew Bledsoe, didn't think he was coming out. So be ready and let's go. It could be working where you get the reps, you don't get the reps, but you're 2 seconds away from playing. So when you get in, let's take
and much what you just said, like the minute they traded Flacco, like Shedeur should have taken 5 minutes to process it, and then like this is my chance. The carrot is dangling right in front of me. I'm not at the back of the line anymore. Like I have to be ready.
There's no way that he's sitting there watching how this offense is playing and thinking to himself that I won't get an opportunity. Like,
well, sure.
He would be fooling himself if he thought. Like if Dylan was out there threading the thing, throwing 3 touchdowns a game, all right, they might got their guy. But the way that this thing is going, he better be ready to go.
Have you noticed so people made a thing about being a third team and a second team quarterback. What I thought was cool was I saw a little bit of change in the way he started answering questions when he was a second team quarterback. Have you seen more of a level of, okay, I'm gonna put my nose down and get
That's
to
the
it?
only interview he's done, so I don't know. In the season, we were allowed to watch stretching, and that's it. And on Fridays, they don't even let us in until the stretching is over. So we go out, and I wander down to see who's running the offensive line drills, and then they start throwing passes, and like they're through one drill, and then we're out. So
is that a Browns decision, or is that an NFL thing?
It's across the league. Now, I think you don't get shut out of stretching in other places, but everybody's only watching the individual. We watch every minute of camp, and that's why it's so important to get a feel for who's who and what's what. But once the season starts, or before, as soon as camp ends, we get 15 minutes of viewing.
Did that change with COVID? Or
no, that's
it's always been.
It's always been that way. Yeah,
I think that stinks.
I mean, listen, we done had a bunch of gambling stuff. You don't want nobody being like, guess what I saw in practice today.
I guess.
Not saying that,
but that's not the reason they're doing it.
I'm just saying.
They probably can't do it. They probably can't gamble. Y'all can't gamble, can you?
By my company, no.
See?
But like somebody who just covers the Browns you can.
Jeff Shedeur could probably do it.
See, here we go. Listen, this is why you put names out there.
I can't do it.
I don't say he's gambling. I'm saying he's probably doing it.
Under no circumstances will we have names being mentioned.
Anyway. All right, Zach. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again soon.
All right, guys.
That's Zac Jackson of The Athletic. Guys, we're going to move on to play a little No Fence Riders after a quick word from some of our favorite sponsors. Mazda is a proud sponsor of UCSS. For those who believe it's not just about playing the game, it's about redefining it, because these moments do more than win. They push what's possible, keeping us on track, reminding us to shift into that extra gear and go that extra mile. When you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to every Mazda. Mazda, move and be moved. FanDuel is also a proud sponsor of UCSS. And with the NBA season right here, they have a new offer you don't want to miss for new customers. You can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if that first $5 bet wins. That's right, pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download the FanDuel app and get started today. We got a bunch of winning tickets sent in to us recently. Shout out to D'Angelo McQueen and a couple other Scott Prisbys for sending us in those winning tickets. You guys are the best. If you have a winning ticket, continue to send them in to us, and we'd like to sponsor and shout out the winners on the show.
Hey, we had breaking news. Actually, our correspondent in Kansas City, Darren Smith, has tweeted, not tweeted, but he answered the Texans. He said, we are able to watch practice, the entire practice. We just can't film or be on the phones after the video portion is closed. So I guess that's Kansas City's policy.
Philadelphia and Carolina don't let you film anything.
I asked him I asked Aaron. I followed up and I said, all the time. Like, is it all the time that you guys can watch? He said, yes. They just send the cameras out, but regular reporters can stick around and watch all of practice. So it is a team thing. Probably Zach's right that most of the teams don't let you. But I think it's funny that the most successful franchise of the last half decade lets you. They're not as uptight about it as ever. I think it's so stupid that the media can't watch practice.
I mean,
that's in college, it's even stricter.
Yeah,
they literally let you watch them stretch, and that's it, and they kick everyone out.
Like, so how are you? What does the beat reporter do?
I mean,
but then have to talk to the coach, and they give you propaganda. Like, what? Like, how am
ridiculous.
I gonna? Like, it's just like, listen, if you can't come in and talk to the press secretary if you're in Washington. How am I supposed to ask questions about the office? What do you mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah. Flawed system.
That's just so stupid, but anyway, it is what it is. Go ahead, Mike.
All right, it's time to play a little no fence riders. We did this for the Cavs yesterday. We're doing it for the Browns-Patriots game this week. Appreciate everyone for sending their answers in. And let's start with the first one, our favorite no fence rider question. A little tweak this week because the Browns technically did score 17. So instead of asking will they score 17 points for the first time in forever, how about will the Browns score more than 17 points for the second straight week? Guys,
Bull.
It's not unanimous. It is not unanimous, but it is a pretty heavy one-sided affair. Steve, let's see the answers.
Real heavy.
Only Dustin.
Yeah, Dustin.
Dustin feeling positive.
Damn.
Dustin been.
Well, he picked the Browns to cover yesterday.
He had to. He knew what he had to. He had to. He and then he rethought it. He said, "Dang, this is getting nastier."
Why? On the podcast this morning, I was like, "You want to take that back?"
You can take it back, bro.
It's good that he said that because now they might actually,
I mean, they might.
No, Tyvis, if we were unanimous, then they would have definitely done it. So he actually ruined their chances.
I mean, how asinine is it that 7 out of 8 of us think the Browns scoring 17 points is crazy?
I'm going to just tell you.
Or more than 7.
I just knew Bull would actually bite on this and say, I'm going to take him at 18.
I'm going to tell you what. I don't have a good feeling about this game.
No, I don't either.
You know what's sad? The last time we went to New England,
they got smoked.
We got rolled. I remember that because I was in the hospital.
I mean, it was we
got rolled.
I mean, we haven't. When the last time have we beat the Patriots?
Well, the last 2 times they played them were Zappy and Mac Jones
smoked us.
Both smoked them. Drake May's way better than either of those guys.
They lost. Nah, hold on.
Yeah.
They lost another game when Odell Beckham Jr. was out there.
Yeah.
And then they lost the game.
What?
Let's look at their modern history.
And then the game prior to that, I remember Josh Gordon playing for the Browns, and they lost that game. I don't think they beat the Patriots the last 6 games.
Could it be the last Eric Mangini year?
Yep, it's when Peyton Hillis and Colt McCoy was quarterback. I'm telling you.
We haven't beat them in 6 games?
That can't be.
That might be right.
They ain't beat no Patriots.
Yes. The Browns have not beaten the Patriots since I've been in Cleveland.
Told you. And it was
Peyton it was 2010.
Peyton Hillis.
2010. I was in the 10th grade.
Peyton Hillis, Colt McCoy.
2010.
The Browns ain't beat the Patriots since I was in the 10th grade.
You know who the leading you know who was taught? So Peyton Hillis scored 2 touchdowns in that game.
Yeah.
You know who else scored 2 touchdowns in that game? Not for the Browns, but for the Patriots?
I do.
Randy Moss.
Nope.
Deion Branch.
Nope.
Is it a receiver?
You know this name. It's a name that you definitely heard of.
Is it running back?
It's a guy you're thinking about more for things off the field than on the field.
Oh, Aaron Hernandez.
Hernandez.
Hey,
yes.
I watched. See, this is my. See, if y'all see the Duke and knee jerk been watching us take L's for years. It's engraved in my brain. What do you mean? We ain't beat them in years.
By the way, Colt McCoy that game was 14 of 19, 174 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Peyton Hillis was 29 for 184.
He dominated
with 2 touchdowns.
He ran people over all game.
Damn. The Browns' leading receiver, Muhammad Massaquoi. 4 for 48. Peyton also had 3. Right? Hillis also had 3 for 36 in the air. Josh Cribbs, 2 for 13.
You know Mo Mass, he had an ATV accident and lost his hand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Phil Dawson made 4 field goals in that game. That was the last time. G is right. It's not 6, though. The Browns have lost the last 5.
15 years.
In fact, the Browns.
That's some That's embarrassing.
The Browns have only beaten the Patriots. They are, let's see,
We also not
2-10 against the Patriots since 2-10 against the Patriots.
It's not pretty.
Since 1995.
We're not gonna act like they ain't have like dynasties.
I know, yeah.
But
they definitely had Tom and all that.
since Tom left and Tom has
We
been
lost
gone.
twice.
Yeah.
No, since Tom, how long? When Tom?
Twice. Bailey Zappi or Mac Jones.
Okay, let me look at it. Let me double check it.
Make sure that's
Tom
So,
left in what, 19?
In 2022, the Patriots won here 38-15. In that game, Bailey Zappi was 24 of 34 for 309.
I remember
Two
that.
touchdowns.
That was embarrassing.
And Ramondre Stevenson, it was 19 for 76 with 2 touchdowns. Their leading receiver only had 37 yards.
When did Brady leave the Patriots?
19, wasn't it?
So 3 times then, Ty.
Yeah, see?
Jacoby Brissett threw for
I think
256.
I want to say 19 was his last year.
Yo, they beat him in 19. They beat him in 21. They beat him in 22.
Yeah, in 21 it was
45-7.
Yep, 45-7. That was Baker.
That was the one.
That Baker was.
That's the one I was in the hospital for.
Did Baker get hurt? I don't know if Baker got hurt in that game because
God.
Case Keenum played part of the game.
45?
Baker had a terrible game. He was 11 of 21, 73 yards, a touchdown.
You
and a
talking
pick.
about BTA,
This is
boy.
depressing. Let's
And
get to
no
the next
Nick
fence.
Chubb. Duke Johnson, 19 carries for 99 yards in that one.
This is depressing. trip
Was
down memory
Stefanski
lane.
still there? Or is that?
That was 21. Yes,
Yes,
Stefanski
Stefanski was
was there.
there.
So Kevin's 0-2 against the Patriots.
Come on back.
All right, next fence rider question.
Come on back.
By the way, last thing real quick on this.
Is it more depressing?
It is.
Oh, my goodness.
Last thing on this, in their last 4 meetings, which is since 2016, the Patriots have outscored the Browns 143. That's in 4 meetings. 143 to 48. So they've outscored by 95 points.
Not good.
In the 4 games. All right, go ahead.
45.
Next no fence rider. Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel's about to make his 4th start. In his first 3 starts, his longest pass, or the longest pass play,
Yeah.
has been 24 yards. So will they have a passing play of 30 or more yards versus New
Now
England?
stop that. I couldn't believe you were seriously asking this question.
Is this
Seriously, dude?
this should be unanimous.
It's not. It's a 3-5 split, and it's a 2-2
I'm
split
gonna
of
predict.
people.
Let me guess.
Okay.
Dustin?
G. Bush and Mikey McNugget saying yes.
That is correct, but we're not alone. Jay Crawford
Oh, I said
also
Dustin, but no, Jay Crawford.
said yes.
Jay's
Dustin
out for lunch.
said
You don't know
no.
what's going on.
I think they're going to luck into one. I think it's going to be a rack
Somebody's
play.
going to fall down.
I think it's gonna be a rack
Of course
play.
it's a rack play.
Yeah.
Could be. Yeah.
This
Could
is
be
that's,
Quinshon Judkins
it's
on
a
the
dunk.
screen.
Yeah, there it is. You know what I'm talking about.
Are we talking into being a yes now?
No, but I think
that's-
if it's going to happen,
It's
that's how it's
screen-
going to
I
happen.
see it
It's
too.
screen love. It's like, oh, Judkins break a tackle and get down the sideline for 30 and a half
Yeah,
yards.
yeah, yeah.
It ain't going to be in the air. You notice he didn't say in the air.
No, he did not.
I did not.
There's no air yards in
Did
that.
not say air yard. I just
no.
said a pass play of 30 or more.
Yeah.
No, that's
right.
not his game.
I would go to the next one then.
Yeah.
We mentioned this in 5 stats yesterday, but the Patriots have not given up 50 rushing yards to any running back this season. Held every running back they've played to sub 50. Quinshon's gone above 50 in 5 of his 6 games. So will Quinshon be the first running back this season to rush for 50 or more yards against New England? Another close one. This is a 5-3 split. G, Ty, Earl, Jason, and Jay said yes, it'll happen. Bull, you and I alongside Dustin.
Yeah.
I
love Judkins. I just, especially now if Jerry Jeudy's not playing either.
It's happening.
If I'm the Patriots,
You don't think he gonna get 50 yards?
I think he's going to get 52.
I think he. Listen,
if you're the Patriots, do you care about anybody but Judkins?
No.
No,
defensively?
but I ain't gonna cap you out. I think that the dude got that much attitude.
Yeah.
And like is that physical. He gonna get them.
I
50
think
yards.
on most days
It's
that's going to
gonna
work.
happen.
But here's the thing. And this is an indictment, in my opinion, of Kevin Stefanski. If the running game doesn't work early, he gives up on it.
Yes, he does.
He gives up on it, and I think
Bingo.
they're going to struggle early, and he's going to give up on it. And the Patriots are going to score a lot. They're going to be behind, and so he's not going to throw.
So you remember that
Not gonna run.
Remember the day that Kevin Stefanski was on Pardon My Take?
I don't
Yes.
remember.
Remember that interview he did, the
No,
part
I
of
don't
my
remember
take,
that.
and
Great interview.
And they asked him about his philosophy, and his philosophy was usually, you know, back in the old day, you had to run to pass. Well, I pass to run. That's what he gonna do.
He did say that.
But
That's how Quinshawn gonna get his.
But Zac
yards.
Jackson just told me passing is not what Dylan Gabriel does well.
So why is he the quarterback then?
I've been asking the same question for weeks.
What are you talking about?
I mean, I it's to a point where I think people have been doing these gymnastics. Let's keep it real, man. Like,
no, I told y'all.
There
Bulls said it right. I think it was Monday. Where
What'd
he
say?
said that it was something along the lines of Dylan Gabriel has not shown you that he's like elite, like this great guy.
There's
Like
been no
you
moments.
see it from Quinshawn, you see it from Schlesinger,
Yeah.
Graham, all these people that came in,
Right.
and you can just tell. It
Yeah.
just jump off the page. With Dylan, you have not seen that, and if you ain't seen it,
Yeah.
and it could be just like one throw. It ain't been like one
Right, there
throw
hasn't
where it
been
was
a
like,
moment.
man, like
There hasn't
even
been one
Cam
moment.
Ward.
Yeah.
Cam Ward is having a terrible season, but you see his passes and be like,
but Tyvis, you knew
Man.
we all knew this.
And in fairness, it's only 3 games, to be
I-
fair.
bro.
But, yes, I have not seen a single play from him where I'm like, ooh, I see something there.
Exactly.
But it's like, look, man, I don't.
But
I
they
didn't-
must.
I didn't see it come out of college.
yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I didn't listen. I never was like, oh, let me take Dylan Gabriel and he's gonna be that. No, I never said that.
He was third in the Heisman.
I don't. We talking about.
Really?
Something like that. He
But
might have
nobody
been-
was
he might
talking
have been-
Nobody
about
was talking about.
Nobody's
nobody
talking about him
this.
draft time. No, his name never
I
came
brought
up.
his name up once.
Okay,
Really?
yeah,
Once.
So,
the Browns?
So here's my
Once.
thing. Look,
Yeah.
I get it. You're gonna give him an opportunity. I need to see the improvement. We watched the film. There was plays open in Pittsburgh. He could have took shot plays. He didn't. There's plays right here in this game where he missed 3 or 4 throws where it's like, hey, they're wide open, just hit him. He didn't take them. So in this case, I'm gonna see this game, and I've always said I want to see progression. I want to see it. Either you're gonna play yourself in the position or out of it.
I think Zach's right. I think because I think we all think they're going to get, well, at least you and I think they're going to get smoked by New England.
Yeah, I do.
Which means I doubt he has much of a game. The Jets stink. They're probably the worst team in football. Like, that's an opportunity for him to have a good game. If they somehow lose to the Jets, I'd take him out after that, and I'd start Shedeur against Baltimore. And Baltimore, by the way, you know, at first glance, like, Baltimore, that's a tough. No. Baltimore's been terrible.
Their
I know
defense
they'll
is
have
not
Lamar,
good.
but their defense stinks.
It all depends.
Yeah, they got a lot of injuries.
It all depends on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. It all depends on how you look this week. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Listen,
Yeah.
you according to the exercise we did on Tuesday that you wasn't here for, you would have taken him. That was your top quarterback.
Yeah, that's
true.
a blind study. And if
You too, Tyvis.
No, I had him dead last.
No. We didn't have him first.
Oh yeah, what you have him second?
that's like
We had who did we have first? Mike?
Either Fernando
Mendoza.
Mendoza. You and I had Mendoza.
Hey, listen,
we didn't know who
I
he
had him
was.
second.
Hey, I challenge anybody to.
Y'all
Hey,
had
third. I
Shedeur
think
like
we had
no,
third.
y'all had him
Hey,
like second.
I challenge y'all to go out there and find your wife without no pictures.
Yeah, we hate. You know what? No. Tyvis.
Now you got to send me them photos,
Didn't
baby
you
girl.
do that?
It's a-
Baby girl,
it's a-
baby girl.
You ain't never seen the show on Netflix, Love is Blind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
That's what
and
they're
I,
doing.
And I don't like that.
Yeah,
I
no,
like
no,
to
no.
see.
Like the dating. Remember the dating game? Do you guys remember that? The dating game?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't get to see.
Yeah, and I know. That's what. But at least I want to hear the voice.
It's sad.
Hey, talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
What we did have, Tyvis,
No, so basically, the moral of the story is never let somebody tell you looks
That's
don't
right.
matter.
They all matter.
we had Gabriel third, but we had Shedeur fifth based on just.
We had it last,
I
right?
had dead last.
I had it last
And I
based
had
on them
Shedeur,
numbers.
I think I had Shedeur either second or third.
Yeah.
Man, it's funny how looks change up. You
By
be
the way,
like,
speaking of Netflix, if you like sports documentaries, check out a new one that just came out called "Who Killed the Montreal Expos."
Speaking of
Very
Netflix,
good
if
one.
you like documentaries, Eddie Murphy's come out next month, and they said it's like the last dance of comedy.
I need to see that because
You
I
wanna
want
see
to
where
know
he just
what happened
failed.
to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Because Eddie Murphy went from
Fell off a
being
cliff.
one of the best comedians ever, doing the best comedy movies,
He got caught.
to doing everything terrible.
He got
I don't know
caught
what
with
happened.
he got caught with the person in the car.
Yeah. And then he's like, even when he did his remakes, they're terrible. The new Coming to America was terrible. I couldn't even get through it. very sad.
All right, Mike, go ahead.
Next one. Drake May has posted a QB rating over 100 in 6 consecutive games. We talked about that stat yesterday as well. Can the Browns defense hold him under 100, or will Drake May get 7 consecutive games with a QB rating over 100? J Bull G and Jason said yes, this was dead even split. Tyvis, myself, Earl, and Dustin said the streak ends against Cleveland.
Yeah, I just think it's a lot of X factors. I mean, all that is good and not, but Myles Garrett is going to have some say in this. And that secondary, the way Tyson Campbell's playing, the way Denzel playing, like they're going to make some plays and stuff like that. So I think they're going to rattle his cage a little bit. I think that, when we look at some of the highlight plays, he does a good job of buying himself some time. But when you got more than just one person you're trying to avoid, it can get a little hairy in there. So I think that he might have a little off game.
The problem I got with them is there ain't no tendencies, bro. Like that, I don't like super even medium sauce teams. When you got the super medium teams, they could run or pass or play action. Maybe that's what it looks like when you're a good offense. You could just do a bunch of things well. I think
it's called a balanced attack.
It's kind of balanced attack. So, look, I think the defense is going to be on the field a lot, because I don't think the offense is going to be on the field for more than that. So, I mean, they're going to have multiple opportunities to get what they need done. And I think the Browns will be playing from behind. So if you're playing from behind, the goal is with the Cleveland Browns, and here's the thing, and we're going to hear it right now. You're going to hear it, McNuggets, and I'm going to throw it out here right now. Get ready for Kevin Stefanski was just completely out-coached by Vrabel. He coached circles around. If they don't look good, people are going to go. Now, naturally, that's what they're going to go to, because I don't know how much this is going to play a role, but Mike Vrabel been all up in the building. You think he wasn't taking no notes down? You think he don't know
it? He coached the offensive line.
He coached the doggone. He coached every single one of them dudes. The offensive line. What Kevin wants to run in tendencies. So guess what? Kevin, you better have tendencies breakers out the wazoo for this game, because he know what you're running. He know what you, and you got a rookie quarterback?
Yeah.
Come on now. It's about to be nasty work.
47-7, 45-7.
The
reason I like that I think he's going to have another good game is because we know that the Browns defense, when they were good in 23 and so far again this year, they're not as good on the road.
They give up some stuff.
They don't play as well on the road.
It's
New England's got the home field advantage. They're well coached. And so I think he's going to have a good game.
But I always wonder why that is.
Maybe they're cheating at home.
Shut up.
You never know. All right, next one, guys.
Maybe they got, what's his name? What's the guy from Michigan? Spencer
Connor Stallions.
I call him Spencer Horses.
Yeah, Spencer Horowitz was a baseball player.
No, I said Spencer Horses.
Oh man.
Yeah, maybe they got a Connor Stallions at home.
All right, next one, guys. Zac Jackson kind of touched on this earlier.
Yeah.
We've mentioned it, but Dylan Gabriel has technically not turned the football over in 3 games. Will he make it 4?
Technically, he's not turned the ball over. We don't need to qualify that.
He has not turned the football over in 3 games. Will he make it 4 consecutive turnover-free football games?
I can't wait to see the audience.
I anticipated this being a unanimous answer, and it was not. And it wasn't even 1 verse 7. It's 2 verse 6. Before you show it, Steve.
I'm going to guess who they are.
Yes.
Jay Crawford.
Incorrect.
For what side?
Who do you think said
I'm
yes?
sure most of us said that he's going to turn it over.
Yeah, most of us did. 2 people said he will play a 4th consecutive game.
Jason Lloyd is 1, and Earl the Pearl is 2.
I like the Earl. Yes,
Earl is kind of outside.
You guys are half right.
Earl and Dustin.
One of those 2 is correct.
Earl and McNuggets.
Steve, show him.
Earl and Jay. Oh, that's Dustin and
Jason.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Dustin's still trying to make that cover spread. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to be like, yeah, we'll cover. Nah, listen.
I gotta keep remembering that Earl is completely checked out.
Oh, yeah.
So any negative
He don't mess with them no more. He don't mess with them at all.
I'm sorry, Earl. I ain't even gonna put you in on
He does not mess with them. He feels betrayed by them. Like he feel like.
But then why?
Bro,
You knew coming into this season, the only person that should feel betrayed is me. Anybody in Cleveland media, if anybody should feel betrayed, I'm alone in this, because I'm the only one that see a little bit of positivity in this season.
But Ty,
everybody else was out.
Ty, here's the difference. You're not new to the media game in the same way Earl is.
I am new to this. Yes, I am.
You're a longtime media member.
Will you
Sean
shut-
Dunnigan.
Hey,
Sean
bro.
Dunnigan had told us that when you were at you were at Ohio State and he was working in Columbus, you were the first guy he went to in the locker room because he could always trust you because you were so well media trained as a player to give them good answers. So you've been doing this now for a decade. Earl's still a little new to this game, man, and Earl came in with high fan expectations, not for this season, but for this job.
I'm sure
over 3 years,
Earl
the Browns have just beat Earl down to the point where he has no faith in anything in this organization.
I'm about 1,000% sure Earl probably had them winning no more than 6 games this year.
No, he thought they were going to be terrible because they've beaten the life out of him.
They have. And he's had a lot go on in his life recently. And I think that, and he talked about it in his podcast with G. It's really changed his perspective on a lot of things. And he's the blind faith and the blind love is not earned. So I think that's factored in.
The Browns.
There is no. What happens is this, man. You start to realize that some people are more okay with losing than you are.
Duh. Yeah, that's the problem with the Browns now.
And that it changes you because it's even worse as a player because you know how tough it is to get yourself up to go in there to do this stuff and take these L's. And you're like, this isn't going to work. But you still have to go to work. Can you imagine if we was doing this show and every show we had 3 views? 3. And only that's like your mom, my wife, and Tyvis's kids.
And Miss Bell 37.
And shout out to Miss Bell. That's the only people we got watching.
Yeah.
At some point in time, you're gonna say, this is not worth it. I'm checking out. I gotta go find a regular job. Like, this is crazy work. Yeah. But in terms of whether you
I think that's what happened to
yeah, see, look at you.
Yeah, be careful with what you say there.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the thing. About the interceptions, Zach points it out. He should have had about 10 by now.
He should have.
But
he's been lucky.
Their turnover.
The luck
it evens out.
And they're going to be down, so they're going to have to throw more, probably.
Remember the Jameis, like the first start? He against Baltimore,
he
threw like 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, but he should have had like 3 picks.
Yeah.
And then
Kyle Hamilton dropped
and then like the next week, I think he ended up throwing like 3.
It evens out. He's gonna have one where somebody tip it and it's gonna go through their hands and pick. The football game evens out. It's all about the process. The turnover-worthy throws are a problem, and I think he does turn it over.
Who's more likely to who's going to throw more picks this week? Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel?
Joe Flacco.
Gabriel, easy.
Joe Flacco.
Flacco's playing the Jets.
They're playing the Jets, though.
Yeah, stop.
Dylan Gabriel.
All right, guys, last No Offense Rider question to wrap it up. This one, a very close vote.
Yeah.
Which position group between both teams, so both the Browns and the Patriots, will have more receiving yards in this game?
Man.
Receivers or the tight ends? Both teams do heavily feature their tight ends. Myself, Dustin, and Bull are on the right side of this one. They went with receivers. The rest of y'all went with tight ends. Bull, tell them why we're right on this one.
Well, I mean, the Patriots, they're like a normal football team. They throw to wide receivers. I know they get, Hunter Henry. I understand that he's part of the offense. But they have Stephon Diggs, who's still good. Not what he once was, but still good. And Booty. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Boutte. It's Booty, but French.
And then they have another guy who's, I can't remember all their receivers. DeMario Douglas.
Yes.
Like, these guys, they contribute a little bit. They're legitimate pass catchers. So the Patriots will make up for it. Now, if Jerry Jeudy doesn't play, then yes, I think the Browns will have more receiving yards from tight ends. Even if Jerry Jeudy plays, the Browns might have more, but not by enough that it'll make up for the Patriots, who have, I think, significantly more from wide receivers.
Anytime I talk about wide receivers, it just brings me to a dark place. I just can't.
If Jerry Jeudy doesn't play, will the Browns get 40 yards from wide receivers?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sounds sad.
Malachi
I was like, is 42 low?
Malachi
was without
Corley.
a split second. No.
Malachi Corley can make a big
Here's
y'all
why.
the same people that said that didn't y'all say they gonna get a play over 30 yards?
That's Judkins.
Screen love. He got Judkins.
Screen love.
I hear you.
Now, here's the thing, Tyvis. It's crazy. You watch the Pittsburgh film, right?
Yeah.
They come out in 13 personnel, not to trick people, it's because they don't got receivers. You got white lion crest out there.
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Great House?
White
Brave-
House.
Pine Crest?
Blake White
Tore down the South, though.
What's his
Destroying the White House.
Can't nobody get his name.
name? Hey, he sound like
Blake Whiteheart.
Hey, listen, that's like
Whitehurst? Windhurst?
I called him Braveheart.
Listen, he sound like a mixed drink with iced tea and raspberry.
You know what the funny?
Hey, give me that White Heart.
You know what the funny thing is?
Give me the White Heart.
Want it on the
You know
rock?
funny
Yeah, on the
thing
rocks.
is, he gonna probably have, if the Browns score, he gonna be the only the anytime touchdown person.
That's not
nasty.
acceptable.
I bet you his odds is like plus 2,000.
I'd like that to be Fannin and
I bet
Judkins,
you.
please.
I bet you. Just put $5 on
He
it.
caught a football, right? Hit and ran
Had an
3
easy
steps,
first down.
and then threw the ball backwards
Yeah.
like this.
On a play, he should have had an easy first down. Nobody was near him.
It looked like his upper body threw up the football.
What he did?
That was one of the
I was
most
like, what are you-
unathletic plays I've
I
ever
don't
seen
know
in my life.
why he did that.
I say, what are you doing, Whiteheart?
Put a little mustard, too much mustard.
I said, this is.
Can we check the prop bets on Whiteheart in that game? Check the prop bets.
The FBI is watching.
Wait a minute.
Over under 4.5 yards.
Let me tell you why that play's so funny. So
Yeah.
you know how I leave after a certain point of the
Yeah.
stadium. I'm walking down. I'm about to go through the cardiac club. So before you get to the cardiac club, you can see the entire field. So I stopped to watch that play, and it was that play, and I was like, "What?"
Of course it was.
He just threw the ball back. Wasn't nobody around.
All right, what is the highest number of these three this Sunday? Let's say Jerry Jeudy does not play. If Jerry Jeudy does not play, the highest number of these three: yards for Braveheart, yards for all Browns receivers combined, rushing yards for Dylan Gabriel. What's the highest number?
Receivers.
It's the
combined.
receivers.
Yeah.
With what? 18?
I mean,
Listen, they have to get more than that.
Dylan Gabriel.
They do?
was
Are you
scrambling.
sure?
Yes, they do. If they
How
go,
many-
they go under 18 yards as a group ball. We'll set it. I'll give you 18 and a half. I'll even give you a half yard.
Okay.
I'll cook Thanksgiving for you and your family.
Thank you. All right.
We have a
And
deal?
I'm not cooking for you if it doesn't happen.
No, I'm coming over and just eating whatever you
All
guys
right.
naturally
You're
make.
welcome for Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
How many receiving yards did the wide receivers have last week?
I'll look it up to the next topic.
It had to
because
be
we're
like
talking
40.
about wide receivers. We're talking about wide receivers. So
Right.
let's dive into that.
Okay.
And address some rumors that have been floating around the interweb. Guys, our next topic is brought to you by Game Time. NFL season is here. The NBA's here. And there's nothing better than seeing your favorite team in person. And if you buy tickets online and between the login screens, the waiting time, prices jumping at checkout, it can be frustrating, but that's where Game Time comes in. Game Time gives fans the advantage back. It's easy and backed by the Game Time guarantee, where you always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best prices. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Once again, that's promo code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, and go. Download Game Time today.
Browns wide receivers had 57 yards last week, but that includes Jerry Jeudy.
Who had 43, didn't he? No, he had 17.
No, it's 17. So
Yeah. I like my chances, both.
Thrash had 23, Jeudy had 17, and Corley had 17. That was it for wide receivers.
Corley
I like my
had
chances.
one catch for 17 yards.
2 for 70. He had a 17-yard catch and then a 0-yard catch.
Yeah,
And
there was
he
two
got
different
up,
screen
He got
plays.
up celebrating like it was
the best thing we did.
Boy,
5 catches for 57 yards.
Probably the
for
most explosive pass.
Speaking of wide receivers, though,
Yes.
guys, there's been some internet chatter, and it started in a space, and then it was just kind of a Spaces thing. Then it made its way into some more local media. I know Ken and Lima talked about it earlier today. It made its way to New York radio.
More
on
importantly,
WFAN.
I talked about it with Dustin on my podcast this
Bull
morning.
talked about it with Dustin this morning on his podcast.
Yeah.
But there's a rumor out there that if the Jets have a fire sale, the Browns would be interested in Garrett Wilson. There are also some other receivers out there, Jalen Waddle, who could be traded,
Yeah.
Chris Olave, who could be traded,
Go Bucks.
that are put in the same conversation. If the Browns want to add addition to their receiver room, they could be potential targets. Instead of talking specifics, and we could dive into specifics while we're looking at this from a big picture standpoint, Bull, in your mind, does it make sense for the Browns to have any significant draft capital for a player at a skill position before they figure out who their long-term quarterback is? Or is that putting the cart before the horse?
Well, of course, like there may not be an opportunity to get a quarterback necessarily. So it depends, I think, on the individual situation. But I believe that the Browns believe they're going to draft a quarterback in the first round next year.
Okay.
And thus, they are not going to trade a first-round pick, which I think you would need to get Garrett Wilson. I think you're going to need to trade a first-round pick.
You don't think they take the second?
Even then, the Browns
the
are not going to trade a top
pick.
40 pick right now for a wide receiver when they have so many holes. Now,
And one of those holes being wide receiver.
I know that, but until they don't want to give up any potential weapons to get their quarterback. That's how I think they think.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm with G. He ain't even gotta say nothing because I know where he's at.
Yeah.
This
Take the floor.
Stop.
Take the floor.
Like, first of all, Garrett Wilson is in the league already.
Yes.
No.
He's done some wonderful things to the point where some people look at him like this guy should be a top 10 receiver, right?
He hasn't been.
Would you say if he had a quarterback, would you say that
He'd be,
probably,
back end of the top 10.
probably.
Yes.
You don't want that? You rather go with the unknown from college?
No, of course not. I'd rather have him.
And guess what? He's already signed.
But what
It's
about
actually a pretty reasonable contract.
Yeah,
What about
he's
in-
already signed and everything?
Tyvis, what about in theory if you need that second round? First of all, I don't buy that you can get him for a second round pick. I don't believe that.
So if we had
I
to
think
give
you
up-
need a first round pick.
But I like the premise.
But
Like,
I understand what you're
let's go
saying.
with. So say it is a second round pick. Now
Yeah. Okay.
All right, go ahead. Now why you don't want it?
It's not necessarily that I don't want it. It's just the Browns. I believe the Browns. I wouldn't trade no, I'm not going to just say what the Browns want. I would not trade a high second round pick because the Browns may potentially need that pick to help them acquire a quarterback. And until you acquire, that doesn't mean you ignore every other problem you have.
Wait a minute.
Because you have other picks.
Wait a minute.
But you got to keep all those high picks to potentially help you get a quarterback.
stuff.
Wait a
Tyvis.
minute. So they're going to need the second round pick to acquire a quarterback in the draft?
As part of a trade, potentially.
You know they got 2 first round picks.
I understand that.
So you advocating giving up 2 first round picks and a second round pick for a quarterback this year?
Potentially.
Okay, so here's what is going to happen.
Probably not.
If they
Wait, with them picking it. With
those guys picking it.
Hey, listen.
Wait a minute. What is
What good does Garrett Wilson do you if you have no quarterback?
What good is a
we
quarterback
got 2 first round picks.
What good is a quarterback if you have no receivers? You think he's going to be great with Jamari Thrash?
No.
Or Malachi Corley?
I get it, but I think you have to get the quarterback first in this case.
Here's what's going to happen.
You got 2 first round picks, boy.
I understand that time. But I think we're having an unrealistic conversation because I just don't buy that he's going to be traded for a second
For
round
what it's
pick.
worth, real quick,
Yeah.
the Jaguars traded up to the number 2 spot for Travis Hunter. They gave up 2 first round picks essentially and a second round pick. So to get up in the draft, if you want to move up that high to get a guy you want,
Right.
it's going to take some legitimate capital.
It is going to cost you a lot.
So they gave up.
And that was for a non-quarterback.
Exactly. So and I don't disagree with either of you. I just want to point that
So
out.
I get what you guys
why
are saying.
can't you give them the second next year?
Listen, I get what you guys are saying. I'll say it this way: if the Browns did trade a second round pick for Garrett Wilson, I'm not going to rip him.
Well, they probably.
I understand that.
What if they gave up?
But
this
I'd be
year's
shocked if it
second
happened.
And next year's second.
I'm going to tell you this.
Yeah.
If they use their capital to draft a quarterback,
Yeah.
they will be fired midseason. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Yeah.
Because to use that capital, that means who are you? You have no tackles.
Right.
You have no receivers. So what did you learn from this? This is the problem where Earl gets despondent.
Yeah.
Because what did you learn from this year? We learned that this year you didn't get any receivers, and they're bad. They're the worst in the league. So instead of you improving that and going to do something, you say, no, give me another quarterback. You've seen what the offense looks like with these 2 quarterbacks, and you saw what it looked like with Flacco,
Right.
and you saw what it looked like with Watson.
Yes, I understand. They got to improve everything. But the quarterback is the most important thing.
Look, if you put a quarterback in here and
Yeah.
he ain't got no receivers, and they will be 3-something again.
I know, but you're saying, oh, well, let's get him because he's proven, and you're right. But you're also saying, well, if they get a quarterback, there's no other way to get a receiver.
No. If you trade all of your draft capital to get a quarterback,
That's fair.
Where are we getting this other capital from?
All right, that's fair. It's a
So
good
you're
point.
not going to draft a tackle.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a receiver, and you're going to have a young quarterback and another quarterback competition.
It's a fair point. I think he kind of talked me into it on a second round pick.
Like, I mean, this
Talked me into it.
I mean, this is crazy. it would be like it's like running it back. Let's just run it back with another new quarterback.
Gee, did the Bengals? The Bengals had nothing when they drafted Joe Burrow.
So here's what they did.
They had nothing.
The Bengals had Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
They could have got Penei Sewell or who?
Jamar Chase.
Who did they
Not
take?
the same as this.
They know it is. It is.
Yes, it is. What are you talking about?
What I'm saying is
they drafted Burrow first.
What I'm saying.
A year before.
They got Burrow, right?
Yes.
And now look.
And they had nothing. They drafted Higgins that year too.
So
same as Burrow.
so they got look at that.
Yeah.
So they stockpiling it. They got Higgins. If that was the Browns, they would have took Burrow, took Higgins, and said we don't need another receiver.
No, they would have took a tackle.
They would have took a tackle.
But that's not the same as this.
But where we're at is.
Hey, listen. You got me on a second round pick. I've come around.
All right. Well,
I still wouldn't trade it first.
I got you here. I got you here. That's okay.
I still wouldn't trade it first.
I'm not gonna get greedy
because I think you're right. In the end, if they have to trade up, they could trade the 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick the following year if they really had to do that.
And let me ask you this, Bo.
And you could still have Garrett Wilson on the second-round pick.
In a vacuum, if I told you get a top 10 receiver on a very reasonable contract for a second-round pick,
yes,
you
in a vacuum, I'd want Garrett Wilson.
That's what I'm saying. I'm simplifying it for everybody. For a second-round pick, you take that. For the first, I then shift over to your side of it where I think you need the capital to be able to get in a position to get a quarterback if you believe there's one.
Right. I think there's a difference there. So I'm in on the second-round pick. And again, listen.
But you say you need the
You think Garrett Wilson wants to come to the Browns?
Probably not. I mean,
we don't care what he want to do.
I'm about to say you get
it's just like Jared Allen and his hobbies. We don't care about that.
But you even said,
As
a matter of fact, this is from you, direct quote.
Go ahead.
If a team needs a quarterback, they're not going to trade up. They don't care what you offer them. They're not giving up that pick for the quarterback.
Yeah.
So you can have the first, second for the next. I'm not giving up the
unless that team doesn't need a quarterback.
Well, if it's only usually
like if Tennessee's drafting second.
Right. Tennessee not going to draft a quarterback again next
year. By
the
way, if you beat the Jets, you're not getting the quarterback.
No, that's true.
Go ahead and beat the Jets. You're not getting because they're gonna be right up.
Luckily, the second
in theory, if there's 2 quarterbacks, although I don't trust the Jets to get it right at quarterback either.
Now, here's the thing too.
Yeah.
I talked to Sean King. We did the quarterbacks in 26. We started the barbershop tracker.
He likes the Alabama guy.
He likes Ty Simpson. He likes Mendoza. Let me tell you this.
I thought he didn't like Mendoza.
He likes both of them. Now, here's the thing that I was telling people.
He was a John Mateer guy.
There's Mateer. There's a lot of guys. He said the problem with this class is there's going to be a lot of guys that have name brand recognition. And we've heard the Nussmeyers, we've heard Kate Clubbing, we heard Lenora Sellers, we heard Arch Manning. It's going to be a lot of guys, Sam Levitt, dudes like that. And there's going to be a lot of dudes whose name is mentioned from the first round, late first round, or early second round, where there are some guys that are going to get overdrafted based on the fact that the 2026 draft was supposed to be loaded, and some of the people we knew beforehand, their names, and when they go to these, get on the whiteboard and go to the combine, they're going to talk the talk. They're going to walk the walk. They've been playing in college 3-4 years, and somebody going to overdraft them. Now, the problem is this. After the first 2 quarterbacks, can I see the Browns completely talking themselves into a third-tier quarterback? Sure, because that's what happens when you need a quarterback.
Well, but the third quarterback, again, I have no faith that the Browns will do this, but the third in the 2020 case, the third quarterback was
Baker.
Well, the fourth quarterback was Josh Allen, right?
No, he was third.
He was third. And then Lamar was 5th, and they're the 2 best from that draft, and then Baker 3rd. Right?
But the thing I do, coming back to the quarterback situation, if people think that and Tyvis, you let me know, if you think there is a quarterback that you're going to take right now, put him in the Browns with no receivers and the same offensive line. Actually, the offensive line is a little worse because Batonio's going to retire.
Yeah.
And and you put him there with them swinging tackles.
But again, the whole conversation doesn't really make sense because if you're the Jets, why would you trade Garrett Wilson for a second-round pick? Why would you do that?
That's the part that don't make sense.
That's the part. It started in the spaces for a reason.
So I think I blame you, Mike, for putting this in the space.
Hey, it's a rumor we had to address, and we did a good job.
Hey, the Jets, why would you trade him for a second-round pick?
I agree. I don't think
Mikey McNuggets did.
So to me, it would take a 1+ to to get Garrett Wilson. The Browns are not going to do that.
You know what he did? He think he's slick. He just stole a whole possession, didn't you, McNuggets? Yeah. He stole a possession. That is a nice trick.
Listen, I pushed it forward. I look at the question I put on the rundown. Is it worth trading any assets for anybody before you get the quarterback into place? That's how you take a rumor and you make it your own.
Would you guys, we got to get let me ask you guys. Would you give up a first-round plus for Garrett Wilson?
No.
To me, that's what it's going to take.
There we go. All right, next topic, though, guys, does involve something that's not a rumor. It's something Kevin Stefanski said from his own mouth yesterday. We're going to hear from Coach in a second. But first, a quick word from FanDuel. With the NFL season upon us, NBA about to start up, new customers on FanDuel have an incredible opportunity to get $300 in bonus bets. If a new customer signs up with our code, FanDuel.com/UCSS, and they place a $5 bet and that $5 bet wins, they unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. So what are you waiting for? Visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to download the FanDuel app today and get things started. All right, Bull told me this was a dumb topic to discuss when I put it in the rundown.
Yeah, but after what Zac said.
Jackson kind of reinvigorated himself.
Yeah.
Kevin Stefanski. Kevin Stefanski.
For the record, I didn't say it was a dumb topic. I didn't say it was a dumb topic for you to put on the. I just think it was something out of nothing. But Zac disagrees.
Zac disagrees. In case anyone missed it, this is the question and answer from Kevin Stefanski about how he's handling the quarterback 2 reps in practice, and then we will discuss. This is Kevin Stefanski yesterday.
Was the backup, you said he was getting some number 1 reps. Is that true with Shedeur?
No. I mean, with a young quarterback, with Dylan starting, you want to make sure he gets a lot of the reps. Different when you have a veteran like Joe, I would tell you, Tony.
Now, we cut it off. He did go on to say after that.
He came back like.
That Shedeur is getting reps in practice, just not with the first team.
Yes.
Go ahead. What do you think? What do you make of that, Tyvis?
I answered it. I said that I think that he should at least get some. I understand, though. I do understand the fact that you have a young quarterback. This is the thing when you have 2 young rookie quarterbacks.
Right.
Is that you really – the only way that guy's get – but you're so busy trying to get that guy every look. You got to get the looks. So when you get in the game, you don't be shocked if New England does something. It's like I want to make sure that he saw this and he got that rep. So I get why they're overkilling the starter because, again, this is a rookie. So I get that part, but again, you can at least get like 1 to 2 plays to like, all right, Shedeur, I take these 1 or 2 plays just in case. Like, I think that you could do that. So, but I understand the whole, I want him to take every rep as well. I get both sides of the coin.
Right. Listen, what it is that's his guy. He's going, let's just cut the games. He's going to give his dude every opportunity to make sure that he gets a.
They took him in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he's going to, that's how coaches do. That's my guy, and you have 2 rookie guys. I'm going to exhaust every opportunity to see Dylan Gabriel and give him every look possible to ensure that if we have to go to Shedeur Sanders, I can say I turned over every stone.
Yeah, we can't go back.
Because there's no going back after that.
Yeah.
So you got to exhaust all of it. Now, here's the other thing, that the elephant in the room. The decision of when Shedeur Sanders plays is not up to Kevin Stefanski.
It's up to them fans.
It could be.
It's up to that.
But
it's up to that record.
Eventually, his hand might be forced.
Eventually, the hand shall be moved.
Yeah.
And the reality of it is, they told you that when they traded Flacco. They let you know.
He said that back when he said I want to see all the quarterbacks.
So it's gonna be so right now he like, well, listen, if it's still in my control today, I'm gonna do everything I can to put all my time and resources into Dylan Gabriel. Now, it goes on 2 tracks. You gotta be and don't worry, Shedeur Sanders is not worried about that. Shedeur Sanders got a different mentality. You don't say that unless you saying, I feel like I'm better than 70% of the people. He said that. I feel like I could do some of this work that these people doing. So he got to be ready in case Dylan get hurt to come in and not get a job back. So he not going to get no reps. You got to be figuring out with the 1s, the 2s, whatever.
If Shedeur was getting the first team reps, would we want Dylan Gabriel getting first team reps? If Shedeur was the starter, would you want Dylan Gabriel getting some first team reps?
Yeah. Exactly what I just said.
For you, yes, but for the fans that might be angry about this,
no.
they would not want Dylan Gabriel getting any first team reps.
No.
So I understand what he's saying, but both you and Zach thought it was a little odd that he didn't get any first team reps.
Now, let me ask you this: if he's running the same plays with the game plan, but he's running it with the twos, does that matter? The difference between doing it with the ones and twos, as long as you know what the plays are.
Does it matter if you're doing it with the two?
Yeah, like in practice.
I mean, the speed of the game is different with the ones. I mean, we know that from preseason. I mean, I think that, the reason why you don't really want to do that is because you only get a certain amount of time on that field.
Right.
So I'm trying to give every look. So they don't really run. We're going to run these set of plays, and then the twos going to run in and run the same plays. That's not how this works. I'm going to run them set of plays, then we're going to give him a whole nother set of plays. But if you ain't in, you need to be paying attention. So if the twos do go in, we running different plays, but I want the ones to see these plays that we running. That's what that is.
So let me ask you this question. I'm going to throw this out to people there. Answer me in the chat with this. Because we obviously, he wasn't getting no reps in the preseason. He really ain't getting no reps with the ones right now. If he gets in the game and he performs with no reps, will he get credit?
Yeah. Of course he will.
Come on. No.
You talking about from the national
I'm talking about, like, not you.
Okay.
You talking about like the people that don't believe in it?
Yeah, like, because, look, if I'm sitting here saying, okay, well, listen, be ready to go with no reps, because sometimes that's the hand you dealt.
If he truly plays well, like really well, where it's obvious that he's playing well, and people don't give him credit for that, that's on them. They're idiots, and they should be ignored.
If he get in there and he play really well, and it's
gonna be exciting,
significantly better.
Yeah, like you're seeing, they're
gonna fire Kevin and AB.
100%.
Y'all tripping.
Like, this is wild work.
We ain't even brought up the whole Jackson Dart thing. Now you telling me you made us draft this dude in the third round over this guy?
And so here's
that's gonna lead us to the sabotage conversation.
So guess what? That was an exercise, and what you didn't understand, I was proving a point right there. That commentary that you just had is the exact reason
why people think this is sabotage.
Why
they won't put
Kevin Stefanski is doing everything in his power to exhaust all options with Dillon Gabriel. And you know why? Because he knows that once Dillon Gabriel sit on the sideline, that means you closing the chapter on that. The same way when they put Joe Flacco on the sideline. They closed the chapter on it. The same way when Kenny Pickett got hurt. They closed the chapter. So I can see what he's saying in a way, being like, you know what? I got to make sure I can get this a good look, because by the time you get to Shedeur, either Andrew Berry or Jimmy Haslam done said it's time to go.
Kenny Pickett going to be the starting quarterback for the Raiders when we play him, ain't he?
100%.
Oh, my God.
Gino's been terrible.
Where is Aditi at? But listen, she gonna be on that Wednesday after the Raiders game.
The Raiders are gonna win with him. The Bengals are gonna win with Flacco.
Oh my goodness!
If that happens,
Jacoby Brissett staying hot with Arizona.
If that happens, man, it's
Tyler Huntley will be back with the Ravens.
Man,
it's gonna be hard for Kevin, man.
She gonna have a sit down with Pickett. They gonna be on a hot air balloon. He gonna be talking about
Kenny Pickett, Joe Flacco, and Jacoby Brissett ball in the same week,
and Baker.
It's gonna be hard.
And Tyler Huntley,
Kevin, boy,
and maybe the Jets will be so desperate. Oh, by the way, the Jets are starting another former Browns quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, and then maybe the Dolphins will be such a mess that they'll sign P.J. Walker.
It's Philip.
That sounds like an action. That sounds like an action show from the 1980s.
P.J.
Walker.
P.J. Walker.
This is the greatest. Listen, this is the greatest possible 2-6 season I've ever seen.
That never happens, boy.
What? You get in and play well?
That Kenny, Jacoby, Baker already doing.
That Kenny Pickett. Yeah. I can't have Kenny Pickett play well.
What's the game tonight before we get the Super Chats here?
Vikings.
He was in the building.
Chargers Vikings.
Correct.
It's going to be. Wentz is playing.
Wentz is starting. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
You think if they offered a second round pick to Minnesota for J.J. McCarthy, they take it?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to see what you thought, because a lot of people like, oh, he ain't it.
He's barely played.
A lot of people.
I don't think he was in
They
college.
said he's.
I didn't either, but you can't write him off already.
He's played 8 quarters. He
that's
only
crazy.
Played one good quarter.
I ain't never
Tyvis, it's 8 quarters.
What
Come
they
on.
said.
You're not listening to those people.
I'm just laughing at it.
Hey,
By the way, the Browns game is on Fox this week, not CBS.
Okay.
So whatever their last broadcast team is, that'll probably be the.
Who is there?
I don't really know. I don't know.
Tom Brady.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You guys
Let
locked
me look
in
it
the
up real
Vikings
quick.
Chargers tonight.
Did you buy that Michael Jordan hasn't shot a basketball in years?
Yeah, he said that.
on NBC.
I don't know if I believe that. I guess I believe it.
Hey, man.
Oh, you know who it is, real quick?
Who?
It's TBD, because it was Adam Amin, Mark Sanchez, and Christina Pink. Mark Sanchez will not be on the call.
Yeah, what's happened? Adam Amin getting screwed by that situation. They didn't replace Sanchez yet?
That's crazy.
Well, they've had 2 filling
They
guys.
put
Okay.
whatchamacallit, Brady Quinn, didn't he? He had to
Yeah,
fill
Brady
in
Quinn
on
did
the
it last
first
year.
Adam
day.
Amin's awesome. He's a great play-by-play guy. Nice guy.
Is he on maternity? Not maternity leave. Is he on injury leave? Like he get workman's comp or something?
Who? Mark Sanchez?
Yeah.
He butt fumbled his career, I'll tell you that.
Hey, yeah, that's nasty.
That boy got drunk and started slicing into.
Yeah, not good.
All right, you guys ready for some super chats?
Super chats, yep.
Let's wrap up with some super chats. James Mace Jr. says, I know this is a Cleveland sports show, but this is Wemby's NBA now. We're going to talk about Wemby in overtime. Or if we have time at
because
the
that
end,
guy's
super chats.
unbelievable.
But seriously, one of the most amazing games
I don't
ever
understand
last
why everybody is so up in arms about his game. He scored 40 points and had 15 boards. Giannis had 37 and 14. What's the difference?
How many blocks Wemby have?
3.
You know how many turnovers Wemby had? 0.
I don't know.
No player has done that in 50
years.
years.
Had, but he had 37 and 14.
The
Wemby had
stat
40
line
and
that Wemby
15.
put up hasn't been done since the late 70s.
It was one of the best games I've ever
How
seen.
many threes
It was
he hit?
absurd.
I don't know how many threes he hit.
We'll show you the highlights.
Yeah, we'll get to it in overtime. But go ahead. Yeah,
James
Wemby
Mace
is
Jr.
awesome.
says, now that we are done with Wemby, and with what you guys are saying about Jared Allen, do you seriously think we can win a championship with him as our starting center?
No.
And I told you I wasn't going to over exaggerate for one game, but
I already felt that way.
But yeah, he's just not. He's not.
We've been talking about
playable
trading him for
like
2 years.
that.
Nobody wants him.
He's an energy guy that don't have energy.
That's a good way to put it.
I think he was needed when Evan was younger. Since Evan's taken that next step, they've kind of outgrown him. Like, he's done.
I agree with
He's
that.
done what he was called to do. And
The problem is they don't have enough big guys to not play him at all.
They got that one goon.
I wish they played Thomas Bryant a little
There it
bit
is.
tonight.
Let's play him.
He's not
That
better.
guy go out there and beat some people up.
because he beat us upside the head last year.
Yeah, let's see what Thomas Bryant's at.
I would have played him last night. I got a funny text I want to share with you guys real quick. It was about Jared Allen from somebody in the league. And this
But
person-
Jared Allen's not. There's no way in a playoff game you have him as in your closing lineup, right?
I'm with you, but this
No
person
chance.
texted me and said,
Yeah.
is this how Jared always is off the court? I was like, yeah, he's just a passive guy. And he said,
Butterfly in
someone,
the sky.
you may have to have someone rip up his favorite Pokemon card in front of him before each game tips off. And I thought that was kind of
I think
That's
I know who
crazy.
texted you that,
If you rip my Mewtwo up, we got to fight.
He was saying, he's asking, how do you light a fire under his ass? And his suggestion was rip a Pokemon card up. So
He probably.
All right,
said,
Kirk
"Don't worry, I'll get
Davis.
another one."
Says, my question, Stefanski isn't giving Shedeur any first-team reps, so if something happens and Shedeur starts and he has no first-team reps and he balls out, Stefanski can't take any credibility for his success.
I would say yes.
Any credit, not credibility.
I
don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
I do.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either.
I don't agree.
but-
With
I do. No, here's what I'll say. I'll agree with. He's not been put in the most advantageous situation for success. So if he plays well, that speaks more to his talent level than Coach Stefanski and the organization building a plan around him. If you still haven't delivered a level of reps and
I mean, you
movement.
could argue that maybe them not rushing him in there helped him.
We already know. What's up? Go ahead.
Carolina game preseason.
No reps.
No reps,
None.
but he looked good.
He cooked.
You know who called the plays?
Well, you can
You
call
know who called the plays because they knew what plays he'd be good at.
See, Tyvis.
That's how Kevin gonna get his credit. Next question.
They is calling them plays for Dylan Gabriel, and there's some plays in there for some guys is open. He ain't pulling the trigger.
yeah.
So here's the thing: it's yes, you can have a play call, but you got to pull the trigger. The trigger man counts.
Yes.
All right, next one. Triz
In the
says,
same vein, okay.
He ready to go.
If you're here's my only beef with that, and I will give a fair amount of Kevin Stefanski. If your quarterback has success, the coach is going to get some level of success. Kevin Stefanski's not looking for a pat on the back for Shedeur Sanders' success. I
don't think so.
But here's the thing.
No.
Who was that sent that tweet?
Kirk Davis.
So Kirk, if Shedeur doesn't play well, is going to give Shedeur a pass. You know that.
And he'll blame Stefanski.
Yes. Is that fair? Does Shedeur get a pass if he stinks?
No.
Yes, you're right, G.
You
know a lot of fans will give him a pass.
But you asked me.
I'm asking you.
You asked me.
I think the factors that we've talked about with Flacco and Gabriel, those things will be factored into Shedeur too as a negative.
Is it a disadvantage?
Yes, 100%.
But here's the thing. In the league, there's a lot of disadvantages, and you got to overcome that.
That's right.
You got to have a terrible line or a terrible receiver. You got to overcome that.
Was it fair? Is it fair that when I gave up that game-winning touchdown to Christian Kirk and I was the third-string safety, or I was actually the third-string corner in that game, and they told me not to worry about safety at all that week because I was playing corner and I was playing special teams, and the two safeties went down and I had to go in the game, and I gave up the game-winning touchdown?
That's on you.
Is that my fault, or is that on them?
That's on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you shouldn't have paid no attention when they say don't worry about it.
Shedeur is not being,
that's my point. That's the point.
And Shedeur's not being asked to play running back.
No. Yeah. And so here's the thing. He's got to listen. He's in the room. He knows what the game plan is. He hears it in the headset. He better be getting the mental reps.
He's getting reps. He's just not getting first team reps.
So
we could argue. You made the argument that he should get a few first team reps,
should.
but it's not. He's not getting any reps at all.
When you get your chance and your shot.
Yeah.
When you get your shot, I was on this show. They was like, we want Josh Cribbs. Josh Cribbs under contract. We sat here the first day.
Yeah.
And the first day, Jay talked 100 miles an hour. Bull talked 100 miles an hour. It was 75 people on the panel.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about when the show started.
All right, when our first episode.
Yes.
When I was here.
Yeah, Tyvis was talking.
It was us three and Jay.
And I sat here.
Bernie came in.
And we was looking around, and they said, hey, bro, you was kind of quiet today.
You're right.
You was kind of quiet. You was kind of quiet today.
I remember that.
You kind of quiet.
We
you gonna
had
say
our
something?
Consultant. What's his name?
The consultant came in and he said,
Tony.
He said, you better say something. Guess what? I had a 6 month, I had a 2-week contract. They was like, listen, if he don't say nothing, we don't even know he went on the internet. The rest of these dudes. And guess what? You got to show up. You got to show and prove. I don't care if you're nervous. And that's what Shedeur Sanders said he going to be. Legendary. This is legendary is not getting reps and coming in and cooking. That's legendary.
That is legendary.
All right, next one.
I will say that if he comes in and plays at a high level, it's going to be impossible for him to be great. Impossible. I don't think any quarterback.
I can't say that.
I don't think any. Okay, nearly impossible.
I'm gonna tell you.
Nearly impossible.
It's going to be very. It's very tough.
Wait, what do you say? Like, if he come in, like, if Dylan Gabriel got hurt and he came in, or if he had like the whole week.
Period. I just think that. Because
that's two totally different scenarios.
Any quarterback, even Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, who could win more games, obviously, with this team, it would be hard. They wouldn't play their best football on this team. That would be impossible.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
All I'm gonna tell you is B&G looked at it and there's plays to be had.
Right, but if he plays good football, just good, like significantly better than what we're seeing from Dylan Gabriel, what we saw from Joe Flacco, not blowing your mind amazing, but just good football, I'll be beyond impressed because he's got so many things working against him. However, if he stinks like terrible, he doesn't get a free pass.
No, why would he
get a free pass?
Why would anybody get a free pass? No. But we gonna see.
But he starts with a disadvantage.
Yes,
because the team around him stinks.
That is correct.
That's how society.
All right, next super chat. Triz says, question for Tyvis: does the Big Ten championship matter anymore in the age of the 12-team national playoffs?
Yeah, because you get the first round bye if you win.
What do you care?
Actually, that's a lie. You get guaranteed in the playoffs if you win. That's
Yeah, but the Buckeyes are going to be in the playoffs anyway. It doesn't matter.
But if you win it, like,
What
what
do
if
you
the Buckeyes win? They get in the first round bye.
So
the top 4 seeds get the first round bye.
What's funny is the Michigan game used to be the biggest thing, right? Mm-hmm. Now the national championship's the biggest thing. What's bigger, beating Michigan or winning the Big Ten?
Oh, beating the Wolverines.
Okay, so
winning
the Big Ten is the third most important thing.
Yeah,
I got a super chat. My super chat is for Tyvis.
You paying?
No.
We got paying customers that's waiting on us.
Charity chat, real quick.
Charity chat.
Goodwill chat. Yeah. Now, listen, if people like Mendoza, if Mendoza plays in a Big Ten championship game against Ohio State, and he cooks.
First pick in the draft.
Oh, yeah.
I just want
First pick.
And
that's what I wanted. Because that's what I wanted to see.
You're doing that up against a former Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator and on top of that, I told you, well, you wasn't here when I was telling Dustin they don't have not one 5-star on that team.
Yeah.
No. Ohio State is loaded with 5 stars.
Yeah,
so
right.
if Fernando Mendoza goes and dices them up,
what about? Would you say the same about? I keep forgetting Alabama's quarterback. Simpson. What if he did that to Ohio State in the national championship?
Same thing, but they also got Ryan Williams. But for some odd reason, Ryan Williams ain't been balling this year. But he got more. He got way more.
He's got more talent.
Now, don't get me wrong. Indiana's wide receiver duo is good. They just not 5-star guys.
Well, maybe they should have been though.
Maybe.
Yeah. Kalen DeBoer and the way they be running that offense, and this ain't no college game.
That might be the championship right there.
Simpson is up there. He's up there calling audibles. He's up there moving in the pocket. He's throwing deep passes. He's moving around.
What's his measurables?
6'2".
Yeah, he's
so not
huge,
tall,
but
tall,
good size. Yeah,
tall enough.
Next 3 super chats all kind of relate. I'm gonna read them all at once.
Okay.
First one's from Miss Bell, and next to her from Doggy.
We shouted out Miss Bell.
Miss Bell says Shedeur wasn't in the quarterback competition. No first or second reps before preseason. Excuse he was the 5th round. Now quarterback 2. Still no reps with the 1s or 2s, but won't get traded.
That's not right. He is getting reps with the 2s. He's getting reps with the 2s.
Yeah, he gets some
now.
2s.
That's the one part of what she said that was wrong. But
Doggy Bone says, God forbid Gabriel tweaks his ankle trying to escape a sack. What y'all going to do? All this is illogical, especially behind the Browns' offensive line. No snaps with the first team for Sanders, but Stefanski screaming development. It's protecting DG's ego. Red flags on his readiness.
If he's doing that to protect DG's ego,
that's
he hasn't
silly.
learned. He hasn't learned anything from the Deshaun Watson.
That's unreasonable.
I don't think he's protecting his ego. I just literally think that this man, that's his guy.
He's the starting quarterback right now.
They took him in the
That's
third.
his man.
Yes.
Hey, listen, I told you, there's no way to spin this. You identify him as the second best quarterback in this draft. Good, bad, or different. That's what you did. And you said that this man is the second best quarterback in this draft. And you took him in the 3rd round. You have no choice but to try to make this work.
Because if
he don't, you cannot evaluate the position.
Right,
because
because
what it is.
Because that's another thing. You bring up a great point. Because if he flames out and they saying we got to go get another quarterback, or you told me he was better than Jackson Dart?
Yeah, no,
I don't know for sure that they said that, but they said Jackson Dart was not good enough to take in the 1st round. They certainly said that.
I mean,
and we don't know yet.
We don't technically know they had Dylan Gabriel 2nd. We just know they didn't see Jackson Dart as a 1st-round pick.
That's right.
So
that's true. And but they could. When did Jackson Dart get? Oh, he got drafted late 1st round.
25th.
Right?
The Giants traded up. Yeah.
So they didn't like Shook. They didn't like Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
They at that time
Now,
they didn't
Shook
like.
hasn't played.
At that time, he didn't like Shedeur Sanders. At that time, he didn't like any other quarterback.
It was 4 quarterbacks I think that went first. Cam, Dart,
and
Shook, and Milroe.
Shook and Milroe haven't played at all. Dart, it's too early to say.
Yeah,
but
Milroe did go 2 picks before Gabriel, so.
And they wouldn't have took him.
Right, they might have taken him.
I'm just saying, that's another unknown.
Yeah,
all right, next super chat. Doggy Bone says, trade Graham, Thrash, and a 4th-round pick for Wilson.
What? They just drafted Graham with the 5th pick in the draft. What are you, nuts?
They would get fired for doing that.
Miss Bell says Stefanski has bragged of Gabriel, gave him all the OTO reps, and he's mediocre. Why are people believing Stefanski saying Shedeur is worse when he was than where he was drafted?
I don't.
Dragon the Abandoner says it's not just about who you hire at head coach; it's about who you bring in for the rest of the staff, especially defensive coach. Raheem Morris had access to McVay's staff to pick from.
Yeah.
Set Apart Laz says, would Dion be a good head coach in the NFL?
Not really sure on that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's hard to say.
It's a different game.
I like that he's wearing a cowboy hat now.
I do.
At these press conferences. Somebody asked him about Shohei Ohtani yesterday in a press conference, which I thought was funny.
Now, I think the press conferences would be. I'd have to get a press credential.
Oh my God, that would
Like,
be
can you
the best.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome.
That would be the
Raptor
best.
Jr. says Ty lying badly 6 years in college, point blank. Not sure what that's in reference to.
What?
Boscrow
I'm
says
guessing
there's
you
no
talking about
franchise
Dylan
quarterback this
Gabriel,
year. Pick a
Heisman,
good one
maybe?
with the top 10 pick, then draft offensive line and receivers.
What did he say? Say that first part again.
There's no franchise quarterback this year. Just pick a good one with a top 10 pick.
Okay.
Deneric Williams said, Bull, the Browns are ass. You don't draft Tom Brady. You develop a quarterback to be Brady. You have so many holes at offense. You need a real number one receiver and an offensive line.
I mean, almost every good quarterback in the NFL was taken in the first round.
Sean Philpott
Brady's
says my
the
issue
exception, not the rule.
with the reps is that I never seen a team put so many resources into someone they graded as a backup.
We don't know that they graded him as a backup.
The work says stop trying to paint Shedeur fans as unreasonable. And the Hot Saucer says, does the Dream Team recall another time a backup quarterback got as much controversy and drama as Shedeur? Tim Tebow and Johnny Manziel are the two that come to mind.
No, Johnny Manziel's different.
Tebow's the closest.
I'll talk about the difference in overtime, and we'll talk about Wemby also.
Peace.